Good evening, gamers! Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We are doing the final 999 stream today for real. Definitely for real this time. It kept being longer than we thought and kept having to do more streams. But this time, I am confident we are going to finish the game for real. But hello, everybody. Hello, Ariel. Congrats on first. Cubic, congrats on third. And Insomniarg, congrats on second. And hello, JD. I know you're busy tonight. Thank you for dropping by anyways. Ariel says, it's my favorite Fangy ever of all the fancies that exist. Oh, it's so fancy. Wow, very fancy. But yeah, last time we had some big truth bombs. Some major truth bombs. We are currently in Zero's workshop right now. We know who Zero is, and we know who Zero's sister is. That was unexpected, because I thought she was dead. There are some old computer monitors on this desk. You don't see CRT monitors that much anymore. You do if you play Smash Brothers. Alright, a glove. Okay, Ariel. I was smart today. I didn't put ice in the water bottle, so I won't get a brain freeze if you guys decide to drown me. This is a weird device. The screen is huge. I wonder why it's blue. Maybe if I touch it. There's something on the screen now. What's this? There are 15 cells here with numbers and letters in them. Let me see that. Ah, I see. So whenever you touch a cell, the ones next to it turn on or off. You just gotta use that to make the all cells on the right and the bottom green. Hey Junpei, I found this piece of paper under that thing. You wanna take a look at it? Do you think this might have something to do with the puzzle? It's a piece of paper Clover gave me. There are a bunch of numbers and letters connected by equal signs on it. Just like she said, this is probably related to the puzzle on the screen somehow. Is this more hexadecimal? Thanks, Clover. This really helps. Alright, let's go back and try again. Anyway, it looks like I just need to make all of the cells all green. Bro, what? This is a lot harder than I expected. Well, according to the chart Clover gave me, I just need to plug in a number for each letter. Yeah, I want to see the chart. I can't go to item. Is it in my files? Study nautical table, not this one. It must be the hint. Before I try this again, I really should look over the instructions. I touch any of the 9 cells that aren't the all cells. When I touch a cell, the cell I touch and the ones next to it change. So I just have to touch the right cells to make the all cells all green. Okay, one more time. Tab for item? No, not in here. They won't let me. They won't let me. I have a paper here, but I don't have a pen. I might have to go get a pen for this. Let me try and see what this is though first. So what is this Clover's? Okay, this is Clover's hint. Okay. Yeah, so it's kind of like hexadecimal again. It's like hexadecimal but with additional letters. Alright, so A is 10 again, okay. Yeah, it's like a transposition cipher. Yeah. That's a good way to describe it. Okay, well, you know what, guys? I think I do want to get a piece of paper and pen for this. So let me go grab a pencil real quick or something. I'll be right back. I should have expected this. Whoops. Okie dokie, I'm back with pen and paper. Also, good afternoon, Dahlia. Hello, hello. Okay, so once I start pressing buttons, it's gonna change things, apparently. So let me just write down what we have now. So we have D, which should be... We have our cheat sheet. D is 13. So we have 13 plus 6 plus something else will equal A. And then we have 1 plus F is 15 plus 5 equals L. And then we have 9 plus 11 plus blank equals L. And then they also have to equal A and L down bottom too. Okay. Kitty says, just leaving a concert, so I'll watch properly shortly when back at the hotel. But hello, hello. Hey, Kitty! Hope you have fun at your concert. Oh, you're already done with it. I hope you had fun at your concert. And yeah, see you in a bit. We are doing some puzzling, so don't worry. We'll probably be stuck here for a while. So... Whoa! What? Go back. Huh? Wait. So if I click this, it'll turn the other ones off. Huh? How weird. Okay. So I remove this. Trying to see if I can get rid of all of them somehow. So yeah, okay. And we want A and L, and we know A is 10. And we know that L is 21. L is 21. So up top, 13 plus 6, that's 19. 19 plus what will give us A? And if we click here, it says it's supposed to be 4 here. So according to this, 13 plus 6 plus 4. So 13 plus 10 equals A. And I'm guessing... How do they get that? But it's saying it doesn't equal A. So we have to make it equal A somehow? Is that the problem here? So if we want the top to equal A and A is 10, we gotta turn the D off. Right? Yeah. Okay, so now that equals A up there. And then... over here... we have 15 plus 5. We need to have a 1 in there. So then... okay, there's 21. So we gotta figure out what we want, basically. Let's figure out what we want, and then we'll figure out how to get there. So up top, if we want the top one to equal A, we need to have the 6. We need blank, 6, and 4. For the middle one, we want 1 plus F plus 5 equals L. And then for the bottom, I guess we would need a 9 here, right? Yeah, for this one. So then, this would be 9 plus 11 would be 21, plus C, 21, so 33. That's too many. Oh. So we want the C turned off, I think. We want 9 plus B, right? Because 9 plus B is 9 plus 11. Well, no, that'd be 20, right? We want 21? So what we want would be... oh, no. B plus C. Okay, B plus C would be 23, but that's too much. So that's no good. If we have 9 in C, 9 plus 12. Okay, we want we want 9 and C on the bottom. But then that only deals with the right side, right? Also, hey TP, we're doing math. Hello, hello. Let's think about this. So if we go with, so we figured out what we need for the right side to equal all. Does the bottom equal all in this situation? If we had empty 1 plus 9, that would equal A. That's good. If we had 6 plus F, 6 plus F, F is 15, that would equal L. Alright. And then if we had 4 plus 5, that's 9, plus the C, that would also equal L. Okay. Alright. So, we know what we need. We just gotta figure out the button pressing to get there. So right now the top is right. For the middle, we want to have the 1 toggled on here. And on the bottom, we want 9 and C toggled on, but with this one empty. Oh boy. This is gonna be a doozy. I know what I'm looking for, but I don't know how to get it with the button pressing. Let's think about this. So, basically what I want is for this top left corner to be empty, and for this bottom middle box to be empty. I just want these two empty with everything else toggled on. So how can we accomplish that? Okay, there's that. That's empty. Yay! Oh, okay, that was easier than I thought. We did it. You did it, Junpei. You're so smart. I know. You seem to have done an excellent job and solved the puzzle. Just what I would have expected of you, Junpei. Hey, come on, you're embarrassing me. Yeah, I feel like with those button pressing puzzles, the best thing to do is try and get it all blank first. Like start with a blank slate if you can. Whoa, don't get too cocky, kid. We don't got time for that. Look at this. Check out the right edge of the control panel. The lid slid open and something came out. Cross emblem. Am I working on the last ending? Yep. We're on our very last one, which is the true ending. The canon ending. Which hopefully will be a good ending when we don't die, but I don't know. Maybe the true ending isn't a good ending for us. Alright, there's a cross engraved on this. The control panel for this thing. Nothing happens when I press the buttons. I should probably plug this in somewhere. Oh look, right here. Alright, I put the emblems into the 4 indentations on the desk, but... Huh? Nothing's happening. Wait, what's Snake doing? I feel symbols engraved just above each indentation. On the upper left is the steering wheel symbol. On the upper right, the cross symbol. On the bottom left, the mysterious circle symbol. And lastly, the waffle pattern is engraved near the bottom right indentation. Additionally, each symbol appears to have been given a number. 1 steering wheel, 2 cross, 3 mysterious circle, and 4 waffle patterns. Let me write this down real quick in case we need it later. So 1 is wheel, 2 is cross, 3 circle, and 4 waffle. Waffles. I love Belgian waffles. Perhaps we need to insert the emblems in this order. That order, huh? The keyboard. Let's just tap a few keys and see if we can wake this thing up. Darn. No dice. A mouse. Nothing happens when I mess with it, though. It's so small. I wonder what it is. I got no idea. There's 3 monitors here. The power's on, but there's nothing on any of the screens. Actually, wait, was there a drawer? Damn, it looks like this thing is locked. It's not moving. Well, it's pretty obvious how we're supposed to open it. These fans must be for ventilation. I can see walls on the other side of them. There are metal bars in front of the fan openings. I don't think we can get out that way. artists. This monitor's part of this machine. It's really dim though. It's got a map of the world on it, but I can barely see it. Didn't we take the one map? I guess it's not considered an item though. It's a sliding panel, just like the last one. I wonder if there's a plate with an emblem engraved on it in here. Junpei, there's a wheel over here. Ah, that should work like the steering wheel. Sterling? No, I'm too poor for that. Stealing? Well, that might solve my money problems, but I'd rather not. They'd make a good stand-up team together. Oh, right. You were in the chart room, weren't you? There was a puzzle like this in the wheelhouse. I can figure out how this one works just by looking at that compass. I figure this thing will work just like that other one. The other one? The important part is this nautical table we just found. I just have to match up the directions on the compass with the lines on the nautical table. I used the steering wheel in the wheelhouse, but this time I think I'm going to use the wheel attached to the side here. Okay, then show me, now! Of course. Maybe I ought to run through the instructions. This looks like it probably works the same way as the steering wheel in the wheelhouse. If I just touch the direction I want to turn to, the compass will turn that direction. Then I just gotta press stop when the compass is pointing where I want it to. I'm betting something will happen if I can do it right. Alright, let's do this. Where do I start, though? Oh, I see, it loops around. Okay, so I guess we go south, west, southeast, northeast, east, north, east? And then stop? Maybe? I don't know. Well, I'll just try it. So... south? Hey! Too slow. Try again. South, west, southeast, northeast, east, north, and then finally east again. Yay! You did it, Junpei! Good boy. Who's a good boy? It's me! It's me! I'm the good boy! Ah, knock it off. Hey, we don't have time for screwing around right now. Check out the right side of the monitor. It just kind of slid open and something came out. Thank you for the pets, TP. Oh yeah. I heard a noise too. You know that big box in the hall by the exit? I think it made a noise. Like something unlocking, you know? A noise, huh? Okay, there's our steering wheel. That's the exit. We gotta get open as fast as we can. There's some monitors hanging down from the ceiling here. That's the door we came through. It's locked now, we can't open it. What? The metal shutter looks pretty sturdy. It's framed with black and yellow warning stripes. Alright, let's open it. All ice! Oh, holy shit. Oh, holy moly! That's pretty darn creepy. There's a coffin in there. A coffin. A coffin. Oh man, does 7 think? Yeah, he's all pale. He's thinking the same thing I am. No way. Could this be... I'm sorry, but what's going on? It's a coffin! I wonder if there's a vampire in it. Right, I guess Clover and Snake don't know the story. Man, I can't bring myself to tell them. Well, at any rate, let's have a look around. Alice! There's a metal plaque on the coffin. Snake's touching it. All ice. Ah, the two machines. Gulp. Holy crap. Man, this is serious. Ah, well, let's open it, shall we? Clover, if you could give me a hand. Okay, I got it. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Ha! No luck. It doesn't seem to be ready to open. Yeah, but it's not like it's screwed shut or something. Yes, I believe it's locked in some other way. Hey, 7, do you think you could open up with your superhuman strength? No, What's wrong? I think I'll just pass on this one, okay? What the heck? Very well, we'll just have to give up on the coffin for now. Let's look around the room a little more, shall we? Alice sleeps in a small chamber, past the forest of knowledge beneath the navel of the gigantic. Is that actually true? A coffin, but it doesn't have a lock that I can see. Let's see what happens when I... Whoa! Well, now we've got something on the screen at least. Huh? What is this? Oh, wait a minute. I saw something like this when I figured out that Morse code puzzle back in the communication office. Morse code? Yeah. The dots on here look like dits for Morse code. There's 2 dots on the first line, 4 on the second, and 1 on the last. Ah, I'm afraid I don't understand. Well, perhaps you should give it a shot anyway. Alright, I'll try. Before I do that, though, maybe I ought to run through the instructions. If I just tap a button, it'll enter a dit. If I hold the button, it'll enter a da. Once we enter our answer, it'll automatically determine if it was the correct answer or not. Alright, let's do this. What was it, 242 or something like that? Wait a minute. It looks like the word that's supposed to go here is 3 letters. It's got 3 lines, and I think each line is 1 letter. Uh-huh. Well, this is probably ice, right? If the other one was all. It's got 3 lines. Each line represents 1 letter. Okay. Well, if that is the case, then perhaps the letters you need are made up of 2 symbols, 4 symbols, and 1 symbol, respectively. Alright, so 241. Is that the idea? After all, isn't that what you just said? 1 line has 2 spaces, the next 4, and the last only a single space. I see. So in other words, I've got to enter either the dots or the dashes. In a set of 2, then a set of 4, and then just 1. Yes, well, so it would seem. Maybe I gotta run through the instructions. Okay. I mean, they all looked like dits, didn't they? 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Huh? Junpei, you already solved a puzzle on a device similar to this one, didn't you? Yeah. That puzzle was a lot easier, though. This one's pretty tough. I see. By the way, the answer for that puzzle. I heard A, L, and L. That would be all, correct? Yeah, it said all, and I had to make those letters green. What about it? Well, I thought that might be a hint. The solution to that puzzle was all. If that's so, what is the answer for this one? But I don't know Morse code. Is it assuming I know Morse code? Guys, I'm confused. If I tap the button, it'll enter a dit. If I hold the button down, it'll enter a da. Once we enter our answer, it'll automatically determine if it was the correct answer or not. I mean, isn't this assuming that I know Morse code? Right? I mean, I know that I'm supposed to enter ice, but I don't know the Morse code for ice. Morse code translator. Okay, so ice... Okay. Let me try this. I don't have a way to not enter something. Okay, so that's right, but that had to assume that I knew how to spell ice in Morse code, and I didn't know Morse code. I see. It seems that you've solved the puzzle, Junpei. Excellent work. The answer was ice. How did you know? All I had to do was listen to the sounds the machine made. After that, it was a trivial matter to decode them. Ah, yes. I believe I heard a noise from somewhere on the right of the device after you solved the puzzle. It sounded rather like something sliding open. Do you see anything that could have made that noise? Yeah, that's true. Ah, yes, one more thing. I heard a sound from behind the shutter. Perhaps the coffin is unlocked now. What? Okay, but like... I'm confused about the Morse code. The numeral system chart. How are you supposed to know the Morse code for ice? Let's see. Well, I guess we'll just keep going. Alright, fine. I'll open it. Okay, Junpei, you can do this. It's just a box. It's just a box. Oh, holy crap, this is a coffin. There's gonna be something horrible in there, I just know it. Okay, deep breaths. Here we go. Oh man, there's nobody in there. Shoot, can't believe how scared I was of something like that. What do you mean nobody? Were you expecting someone to be in there? It's a long story. Ask Junpei about it sometime. Well, just like Seven said, there's nobody in there. There is something in there, though. Well, two somethings, actually. What is that? There are two things in the bottom of the coffin. Looks like we've got a plate with an emblem on it, and... the Neptune key! Yes, we finally found it. Now we can get through the hallway. That's correct, Clover, but we do need to get out of this room first, you know. Yeah, I know. Okay, let's get the hell out of here as quickly as possible. I don't have any objections to that. I don't think we'll use the Neptune key in this room. Hey, kitty! We did some puzzles. We found the Alice coffin, but, she is not in there. She's not in there. Also, we had to do Morse code, which I don't understand how I was supposed to do, because I don't know Morse code. As far as this other thing goes... the coffin emblem. Alright. We'll go back to the one computer. Oh, I haven't even been over here. Is that the Morse code? It's the Morse code. Rip. That's how I was supposed to figure it out. Oops. Oh. There's nothing left in the cabinet. A pipe. Ventilation fans. There's metal bars over the openings, though. We can't go through them. Alright, back to the computer. Ah, right, we have to do the right order. We gotta do the wheel first. That's the helm. Alright, next up is... Oh? Oh? Whoa. Well, now we've got something on the monitors, at least. Well, what is that? It looks like some kind of puzzle? I wonder if these are the rules. Here, I'll read them to you. When you touch a numbered area, that area will be selected and it will turn blue to indicate this. Touching a numbered ball after selecting an area will cause that ball to be moved to that area. However, you cannot move the red balls. You can only move 3 to 5 balls into a single area. Press the check button once you've moved all of the balls, except for the red ones, which you cannot move. The digital root of the balls in each area must match the number for that area. That's it. I still don't really get it. Whatever, like they say, practice makes perfect. Practice makes prefects? Let's give it a shot. I don't think they say that. Don't you mean practice makes perfect? Hey, let's see you solve the next one. Then you can make fun of me. Okay. But I don't have access to my calculator from here. Where's my calculator? Rah! Okay, well, if we want 6, 15 would be it. We could do 15. So we could do something like 5, 9. Oh, right, I can't use that one. We could do 5, 7, 3, 1. And then if we want 3, we would want 12. Oh, this is not gonna work out. Having water in your London hotel doesn't taste bad? Does the tap water usually taste bad at hotels in London? Ah, give me the puzzle! Give me the puzzle! Yeah, I want to do it. How do I do it again? Oh yeah, I use the keyboard. Okay. London tap water tastes disgusting? Really? That happened to me, when I went to Disney World the one time. It turns out a lot of water around there was sulfury. So some of the drinking fountains at Disney World, the water's all sulfury tasting. It was really gross. Alright, let's think this through again. So we want 15 over here. So we could do 8, 2, 5. And we want 13 over here. Or 12. We want 12. Or... No, it's gotta be 12, right? 12 or 21. So then, if we did... 7... Ah! There's 10. 21. Right? Boop-a-doop-boop-a-boop. Okay, this is it, right? But nothing's happening. There are still 3 more indentations left empty. I imagine something will happen when they're all filled. Doesn't that seem likely? Okay, next up was the cross. Here we go. Hey Junpei, something just showed up on the screen. This puzzle sure looks a lot like the last one. Yeah, but there's more of those red balls that you can't move. The numbers for each area are different too. It looks like it's got the same rules as the last one though. You sure you don't want to double check that? No, I'll be fine. If I get confused, I can just look at the screen over there, right? Anyway, like they say, a picture's worth 1,000 words. Let's give it a shot. Isn't that a picture's worth a 1,000 words? Hey, shut it! At least I'm trying, alright? He's doing his best. That's what matters. Alright, so for 1, we would need 19 or 10 maybe, right? I think. And 7 16 would be good. Is it 7? What? 7, 3, 6. If we put in everything we have left, what do we have? There's 9. This would be 17, 18, 19. And then 1 plus 9 adds up to 10. And the digital root of that is 1. Dude, I'm so good at roots now. That's awesome, Junpei. There's only 2 left now. You can do it. Yeah, we are digital root masters at this point. Next one is circle. Darn, this puzzle looks a lot like the last one. It looks like the rules are the same, though. Don't you think you should double check it? Come on, this is the 3rd time I've done this. It'll be fine. So this, if you can't think of anything clever, please don't strain yourself. You might hurt something. Ah, shut up. Just give me a break, alright? I'll think of something. Yeah, I think Snake is my favorite character still. 7 and 7. So 2 16s potentially? 8, 2, 6, 9. Yeah. Ah! Get out of there. Excellent work, Junpei. You've only got 1 left. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Boom, 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 boom. This is the 4th one. This puzzle looks a lot like the last couple. I think this is probably the last one. Once we solve this puzzle, I'm sure something will happen. Alright, I'll solve it in no time. 8 and 9. If I just did 8 over here, and then try to do 9 over here, what would you get? 9 plus 9 is 18, which also goes to 9. Oh, right, because we can't just have 1. It's gotta be 3 to 5, right? Wait. 1, 2. Oh, it must be 2. They must allow 2. So in that case, there. And then over here... Why not? 10 plus 7, 17. 1 plus 7 is 8. 4 plus 5 is 9. Darn, I just don't get this at all. The rules are displayed on the screen. Maybe I should read it again. Okay. You can only move 3 to 5 balls into a single area. So then aren't I missing a ball? Because I only have 5, right? They took 4 of my balls away. Right? You got it, kitty? What am I doing wrong then? Oh, you get the rules, you mean? Oh, gotcha, gotcha. Maybe I just need to get rid of all the balls? Okay, so I don't have to fill them. I don't have to fill both of them. I see. The goal is to get rid of the balls. The goal isn't to fill both boxes. I misunderstood the goal, I think. Huh? Where'd that noise come from? Underneath the keyboard? Way to go, Junpei! You answered all the questions. Darn, Junpei, good job. Hey, did you hear something just now? Yes, I heard that as well. From the bottom left corner of the desk, I believe.
A picture.
In the drawer was a single picture. He picked it up. It was a photograph of 4 men.
What the?
Yep, look at that. We got Ace, we got the 9th man, we got Fake Snake, and we got the captain. And they're on the ship. He looks like a mafioso, doesn't he? He's like mobster coded. Involuntarily, Junpei's eyes shot up. He'd seen 3 of them before.
What the hell is this?
This man with a mustache on the right. He's the same guy we found murdered in the captain's quarters. He had the zero bracelet on his left arm.
Uh-huh.
And the second man with the glasses and a doctor's coat. He's
The ninth man.
The one with bracelet number 9. He died after he went into door 5. But this guy, the one in the striped suit.
Oh man, that's Ace.
But he looks so much younger, doesn't he?
Yeah,
But I guess it was 9 years ago.
No doubt about it.
7 and Clover had come to peer over Junpei's shoulders.
But what does it mean? What is Ace doing in this picture? Not only Ace, the ninth man and Cap too.
As Junpei looked closer, he noticed the expression on each man's face. Their smiles suggested they were close, at least to some degree.
And they look happy, like they knew each other well. Why? How? How in the world are these 4 men connected?
Snake's voice broke into Junpei's thoughts.
You say Ace is in that picture?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it was taken recently though. Ace, the ninth man, and Cap all look about 10 years younger.
I like how Snake is still in his sweet cultist gear.
Ah, so the ninth man and the man you found murdered in the captain's quarters are also in the picture?
Yeah.
Is there anyone else? Or are there only 3 people in the picture? I'm afraid I can't see it.
No, there's one more guy. He's got kinda long hair, he looks smart, but a little cold. He's the only one I don't recognize.
Snake knit his eyebrows.
What's the date of the photograph?
It doesn't have one.
Did you look on the back?
The back?
Bro, you always check the back of a Polaroid. My gosh.
Yes, the reverse. The other side.
Junpei flipped the picture over.
Huh.
There it was. To be precise, it wasn't a date, but it was certainly significant. He read it out loud so that Snake would not be left in the dark.
Praying for the success of the Nonary project. With Nijisaki, Kubota, and Musashido.
Nonary Project. Nijisaki. Kobuta. Musashido.
Huh.
Junpei immediately flipped the picture back over.
Then the 4 men in this picture were the organizers of the Nonary game 9 years ago.
Yeah. Since Hongo wasn't mentioned, Junpei figured that could only mean he'd written the words on the back himself.
That means Ace, the ninth man, and Cap were all responsible for making it happen. But I feel like I should be more shocked about this.
Why, it's almost like I figured this out in a different playthrough.
It's almost as if that's just how things were always supposed to be.
That their true identities did not come as a surprise was what Junpei found most surprising.
Why? Why am I not surprised? Ace was the one in charge of the Nonary project. But why? Why am I so calm? It's like I already knew.
Yeah.
Ah, of course.
Yeah, it is.
I understand now.
Junpei looked over at Snake. In his own confusion, he had missed the dark look on the other man's face.
Ace was the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. He was the one who invented the game 9 years ago. He was Gentaro Hongo.
Ace is Hongo?
Even as he asked, Junpei felt as though he'd already known. Almost as if someone had whispered into his head that, yes, of course, Ace was Hongo.
I had my suspicions from the beginning. Their voices were similar. Too similar to be a coincidence. I could never forget his voice. It was the voice of the devil. I couldn't be sure, though. After all, I had no way to check. I certainly couldn't ask him. Even if I had known, however, I would never have told you. Zero made it quite clear what would have happened if I did.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea.
So I guess they never saw Hongo either. They only heard him? Like over the radio? Or not the radio, but like the intercom maybe? Because Clover could have recognized him, like visually, if she'd seen him before.
Huh?
I didn't know that Ace was Hongo.
Oh, yes. I suppose you wouldn't have. 9 years ago. You were in Building Q in Nevada. But Hongo was in the gigantic with us.
Oh, that does make sense because the picture was taken on the boat, and she wasn't on the boat.
I know. That's why I didn't know what Hongo looked like. But why? Why didn't you tell me?
You really should have.
I mean, I'm your sister, right? You could have told me.
I'm sorry. I apologize for keeping this from you. But if I'd told you, Clover, you would have told everyone else. And if you did, then I would have been forced to tell them about what happened 9 years ago.
And then Zero would have punished him.
I had to prevent that.
Clover and Snake's conversation wasn't of particular interest to Junpei. He still couldn't make sense out of his strange feelings of knowledge. He was trying to organize his thoughts when he heard Seven's voice.
Hey, Junpei.
Thank you, Fry.
You think I could borrow that picture for a sec?
Sure.
He had no reason to say no, so Junpei handed the picture over. Seven stared at the picture and began to mutter the 4 names of the project leaders over and over to himself.
Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashiro.
His brow was furrowed and his face was flushed.
Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashiro.
He chanted their names to himself, pacing back and forth across the floor.
Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashiro.
Seven shouldn't have known their names. After all, he hadn't been there when Junpei and Snake had spoken of them in the library. But as Junpei watched him pace, it was clear that he did know them.
Hey, Seven, do you...
Shut it! Just be quiet.
His eyes were red and Junpei could see sweat beginning to bead on his forehead. We know from the other playthroughs that he was in the game 9 years ago, or at least was a prisoner during it.
I'm this close to remembering. This close.
He was sweating heavily now, but his lips were dry.
Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashiro. Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Nonary Project.
Then he stopped. Seven set down the picture and looked at the red light near his feet. His eyes narrowed. Then suddenly his eyes went wide and he shot up straight.
Shit.
What?
What's wrong?
Holy shit, this is nuts.
What's nuts?
I remember
Remember what?
everything.
Everything?
Yeah, I remember all of it. My memory's back. I remember what happened before I got snatched.
What happened? Seven's voice was filled with excitement.
What?
Shock and excitement had frozen Junpei in place, along with Snake and Clover.
Let me tell you what happened.
Seven hastily drew a shaking hand across his mouth and began to speak.
Like Snake said, Ace is Hongo from the right. The other 3 are Musashiro, Nijisaki, and Kubota. Musashiro was the man with the cash. Nijisaki was Hongo's right-hand man. And Kubota developed the actual technical details of the experiments.
Realization began to dawn on Junpei along with a pressing question.
How do you know all this?
Come on, man, I told you, I finally got my memory back.
No, that's not what I mean. I'm trying to ask you why you knew all this stuff in the first place, before you forgot it.
Seven rubbed the scar on his chin.
You really want to know?
Of course.
Me too.
Snake was the only one who didn't voice any sort of agreement. It looked at Junpei as if he was simply waiting to see where Seven's sudden recovery might take them.
This is gonna take a while. Hell, it'll probably take me a good 3 days to tell you everything.
Well, we don't have 3 days.
Just give us the short version, alright?
I'm still confused, like, is the timer still going? Like, do they still have to get out of here before the ship sinks? Or is that all over with since they went through the 9th door and so they're, like, in the clear now?
Short version, huh?
The big man pulled off his hat and scratched his head. He made a face and put his hat back on.
Alright, fine. I'll give it a shot. No promises, though.
Junpei and Clover nodded earnestly.
I'm a detective. It's a little awkward to say this about myself, but you could probably consider me a lone wolf type.
Ooh.
I hold to my own code, as I think doing what's right is more important than doing what you're told. That's why I followed my gut that night. A slim lead brought me to the wharf. It was 9 years ago. The wharf had been cold as fuck, and I could barely see squat. I was investigating a mess of kidnappings, all of them children. It all had one thing in common. A history of visits to one particular hospital. A hospital under the management of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. And my investigation had turned up evidence that Cradle had been involved in the kidnappings. After a little sweet talking, I managed to finally get a real lead from someone inside Cradle. My source told me this.
Tonight, a ship is set to take the children to a large passenger liner docked offshore.
So I headed to the wharf. In the shadows, I searched the harbor until I found the ship he was talking about. There was a bunch of movement near it. Men in black suits, many of them were carrying large bags. The bags. There was something about the way they moved as they were carried, no doubt about it. There were human beings in those bags. I moved before I realized it.
So this is basically the same story he told us in the other route
I came out of hiding. My
when we
gun
were in the
ready
jail
my hand.
area.
Don't move.
I felt metal touch the back of my head.
Drop the gun. I could kill you right now. It'd be easy to get away with it, too. Just tie an anchor to your feet, and no one would find you for a week. That what you want? The fish here would love a meal.
He kept digging the cold metal thing into my skull.
I wonder why they didn't just kill him, honestly.
There was nothing I could do. I did what he said and laid my gun on the ground. Then suddenly, there was a sharp pain in my neck. A needle.
A drug?
That was my last thought. My face hit cold concrete. I was out like a light after that. I woke up on a hard floor. Damn it! Shit, my head hurts. I did a quick once-over of the room. Where am I? A small, shabby bed, a dirty sink.
I wonder if you can skip through this. No, you can't. Because we have seen this dialogue in a different
A
route.
toilet with no privacy. I'd seen it countless times as a cop. I'm in a cell, huh? Facing the toilet was a door set into the wall. I was still pretty woozy, but I made my way over to it. I pushed and pulled on it, but... it won't open. Not like I expected much else. Would be dumb enough to put me in a cell and leave it unlocked. Threw myself against the door a few times, but it wouldn't budge.
I like how he did that even in the past.
I knew it. I gave up and made my way back to the bed.
And to this
sat
day,
down.
he still throws himself into doors.
Huh. I sat there for a very, very long time. Who knows how long. Then, I heard a faint voice. The voice was far away. I couldn't understand what it was saying, but I could hear one. It was pretty high, probably a little kid. Huh? No, it was several. I hear 5, or 6, maybe more. Where? Where are they coming from? I pressed my ear to the wall and tried to listen through it. No, that's not it.
Yeah, and then he finds the vent under the bed.
Left. It's coming from under the bed? I hauled on the metal frame and flipped the thing over. And there it was. The bed had hidden an air vent under it. The hole in the wall was covered by a metal grate. I dropped flat on the floor and peered through the grate. I couldn't see shit, but I knew it in my gut. This was where those voices were coming from. Hold up. Why are there kids here? But then what my inside man told me popped into my head.
Tonight, a ship is set to take the children to a large passenger liner docked offshore.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Am I on that ship? It didn't matter. All I knew was I had to get to those kids. I checked out the metal grate. Could I fit? I stuck my fingers in and grabbed it. And then...
Pull! There's 7 superhuman strength.
Yeah! How do you like that, you son of a bitch? I finally got the damn thing off. Sweat was dripping down my face. So I wiped it off.
I still
and
don't
crawled
understand how he would
inside.
fit in there, though.
The first bit or so was tight. I had a wriggle on my belly. It'd wind up eventually, and there was space for me to crawl along on my hands and knees. I went from crawling like a worm in dirt to skittering like a bug. Couldn't say it was much better, but I'd take what I could get. And when I'd been in the thing long enough to start wondering where it'd take me, a massive sound nearly scared the piss out of me. It was like a heavy metal door had just been slammed shut. Then, There was a voice.
Incineration? Wait, so was Santa's sister incinerated then? That's not a good way to go.
What? I wasn't sure what it meant, but anything with incinerator is bad news. Then, almost as if that was a cue, I heard a mess of young-sounding voices. A bunch of them were straight up screaming in terror. And all the sounds together made a howl that made the hair on my neck stand straight up. Damn it! What the hell is going on here? I scrambled through the duct as fast as I could. I made a giant racket, but I didn't care at that point. I soon found a metal door on the left side of the duct.
And this part is all new to us.
The kids were screaming on the other side.
And the other route, we didn't find out what happened once he went through the grate.
I found it. I yanked the handle and threw the door open. I almost ripped the metal off his hinges. What the hell is this place?
Hey, Snowflakes!
I couldn't believe what I saw. The room had a dome up top, and there had to be about 9 walls, all the same size.
9 walls, you say?
Up in the ceiling was an upside-down funnel, almost like a chimney. I looked down. There they were, the kids I'd been searching for. They all gawked up at me, suddenly silent, for the moment, from surprise and fear.
So then is this... I'm trying to remember, because... Santa's sister died in the game 9 years ago. Was Santa on the boat with Snake, or was his sister on the boat with Snake? Because Seven said that someone died on the boat. So I guess his sister would be on the boat, right? So that can't be Santa here? Santa would be in Nevada?
Scared of the room or me, I couldn't tell. Probably both, actually. Not like I can blame them running into a mug like this when they're already scared shitless. I snorted at my own dig at myself and turned to the kids. Don't worry, kids, I'm not your enemy. I'm one of the good guys.
I feel like this one over here might be, Lotus's kid.
All of them stood there, frozen.
Oh, but wait, we know Santa's sister is June. So this might be her, because June has brown hair. So then there's just another kid with white hair in the past? I guess maybe white hair is common.
Well, except one. He was a boy, slightly older than the others, in a private school uniform.
No, that looks like Santa.
Who the hell are you?
Maybe. When did we find that out? In the last stream, kitty. But also, it was like 4 a.m. for you, so you might have been sleepy. But we found out that Santa's sister's name was Akane. And that she died. But for some reason, she's alive again? Also, thank you for the rest, Insomnia.
He stepped forward and glared at me suspiciously. I'm a detective. I'm here to rescue you. It looked like they relaxed some the second I got the words out.
How are you gonna help us?
Where's the exit?
There isn't one. The doors we came in through won't open, and the door over there...
He kind of cut himself off. I think he was considering something before he changed his mind.
Anyway, there's no point. We can't all get out of here. If we don't get out of here, we're gonna be burned to death.
Burned to death?
Snowflakes, that's mean.
Can't you hear it? That voice said the incinerator's gonna start up soon. So...
The voice spoke again.
Incineration will begin in 15 minutes.
They only had 15 minutes.
Thank you, kitty.
I looked back down at the kids. Looks like a good 20 or 30 feet to the floor. No way I could pull them up. Too big of a distance for any of us to reach. What the hell was I gonna do? But then I got an idea. Wait right there. I'm gonna be right back.
Oh, maybe he makes a rope with his bedsheet?
What?
That sounded like Clover's voice, kind of.
Where is he going? Are you just gonna leave us here?
They just got frightened again. I'm not the best at that kind of thing, but I tried to reassure them with a smile. Don't worry, all right? I'll be back.
I feel like if Seven
promise.
smiled, it would end
So
up
just
looking
stay
kind of
calm and
creepy.
wait right there. Got it? I didn't wait to hear them respond. There wasn't time. I had to hurry. Well, as fast as a guy could on his hands and knees. Didn't take me long to get back to my cell. Still no way out of there, but I had a plan. I needed something from the room.
Yeah, the sheet.
When I got it, I dove back into the hole and took off towards the incinerator. Then... Sorry to keep you waiting, guys. I tipped out the doorway and dropped down the rope I brought with me. Back in the cell, I'd torn the bed sheets into strips and tied them together to make a rope. It was sloppy, but it got the job done.
Seven's kind of a badass.
All right, just tie that around yourself, okay? I'll pull you up one at a time.
Right.
Huh. Wait a sec. Something was off. There were more of you before. Where'd the rest of you go? The boy in the uniform answered.
I let them go on ahead. We opened the number 9 door and they left.
What? You're telling me you opened that door?
That's what I said.
Then what the hell are you doing here?
We couldn't go with them.
Why not?
Look, the only people who can go through the numbered door.
He's like, listen, there's this thing called digital roots.
He was in the middle of explaining when...
Incineration will begin in 5 minutes.
The wall shook a bit from the voice bouncing around.
Yeah, there's no time for that.
Look, that can wait, all right? Just get us out of here.
Right! I grabbed onto the rope. First one I pulled up was a girl with a ponytail. Next was a girl with a red necktie. A boy in a jacket came after. He said he'd climb up on his own. The boy in the uniform was the last up. Like the other kid, he climbed up the rope himself. He looked pretty scrawny, but I guess he was stronger than he looked. He moved fast, but when he was almost to me, we heard some knocking. Everyone looked at the door. It had a thick, square window set into it. On the other side, an angry face was staring in.
God damn it! What's going on here?
Hongo.
Why is the room empty? Where the hell are those fucking kids?
The door opened, and a man stepped in looking half mad with fury. I recognized his face. I saw him many times in photos
He's the
during
CEO.
my investigation. The man's name was Gintaro Hongo, the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
Why does he look like a mobster? I can't get over it. He doesn't look like a businessman.
Hongo saw the boy hanging from the rope.
Yeah!
It was like he was an animal. He lunged for the rope. Hurry!
I know!
The boy in the uniform booked it up the rope.
You son of a bitch! Get back here, you little shit!
15 feet. 10. The second I could reach the kid, I grabbed him. I hauled him up and tossed him into the duct behind me.
No! No!
Jeez. Ace.
Hongo had lost.
Ace got no chill.
His face didn't even look human. It was like the bastard pulled off his fake face. He was really a terrifying devil or some kind of damn monster.
But now all the kids are just gonna be stuck in his jail cell.
I quickly reeled in the rope, leaving a furious Hongo yelling at me from the floor.
You fucking bastard! You won't get away with this! How dare you compromise this experiment!
Experiment? What experiment?
Incineration will begin in 1 minute.
Dude, you didn't turn it off before you came in there?
Hey, old man! What the hell are you doing? Hurry up!
The boy in the uniform was trying to get my attention. I may have thrown a salute in the raging asshole's face before I closed the door behind me.
I feel like it was probably a
To
middle
go
finger
back to the
salute.
cell, so we went down the other direction instead.
Oh, so, okay, there's another direction. Okay.
After about 30 feet, we came across another duct on the left.
Okay, okay.
This one was heading down.
Hi, Cubic. Hello. Hey, Dork. Hi. Yeah, I'm doing evening streams lately.
Everybody nodded and took turns sliding down it. The duct emptied us out into a narrow hallway. There was a door on either side. The one on the left was a normal double door. But the one on the right was familiar. It had black and yellow stripes, and a device next to it on the wall.
Don't go back in.
The plate on it read, Incinerator. Incinerator?
Yeah, that's where we were.
It was the girl with the red tie who answered me. We were inside an incinerator?
Yeah, Hongo might still be there. It looks like it's been shut off, though.
Okay, they did shut off.
Wait, what? If he's still in there,
Yeah, That's not good.
That meant we'd better. We gotta get out of here. Go to the other door, hurry! The kids started running, and I was close on their heels. On the other side of the door was a large spiral staircase.
Now, Seven's just doing this one-man rescue mission.
Run!
Yeah, I'm confused though, because it sounds like Akane, but it doesn't make sense. Because if Santa's sister died... Oh. Because I was gonna say, if Santa's sister died, Santa's sister would have been in the other building in Nevada with Clover, right? Because the siblings were always split up. And if that kid with the white hair was Santa, then his sister shouldn't be here. However, they kept talking about the thing where, like, if you replace body parts, at what point are you no longer the same person? So maybe somehow they put Santa's sister in Akane's body somehow? I don't know.
Didn't need to tell them twice. We went up and up and up. Our feet pounded the steps. Our arms pumping fast.
Well, there's definitely some kind of contradiction there if Santa and Akane were both on the same section. Like if they were both in the building, if they were both in the boat. Because the siblings were always split up.
The devil was on our tail. The stairway kept going. We passed a couple of landings when the boy in the uniform
Snake!
spoke.
Look, that's Snake! There's Snake and there's Santa. Oh, look at young Snake! Oh, he baby!
Something's up. Akane's not catching up to us.
Akane? See, it doesn't make sense. She can't be his sister if she's also here. Right?
Akane?
My kid sister. The girl with the red necktie.
What do you mean your kid sister? That doesn't make sense though. Right? Because they said the siblings, one was like the one that would send the telepathic message and one of them would be receiving it. And the ones that would send the message were sent to Nevada. Like Clover was. I don't understand.
Akane. That's strange. I didn't remember seeing that name on the list of missing kids.
Hey! Akane!
He kept his hands around his mouth and yelled.
Nobody
Maybe we
answered
outran
him.
her.
The boy in the uniform skidded to a stop. I stopped too, and so did the other two kids. When did we do that?
Well, we passed a couple big rooms on the way here. Maybe she took a rest in one of them?
No, that's impossible.
Sorry, Grandpa. You keep going. I gotta go look for her downstairs.
He turned to go.
Hey, kid, wait! God damn it, I said wait!
I don't think the kid even heard me. Fuck! I spun around to the boy in the jacket and the girl with the ponytail.
I'm going after him. You two keep going, all right? You got it?
The girl nodded and ran up the stairs. But the boy...
I'm going with you.
I didn't have time to argue. I just nodded and took off down the stairs. I could hear him following me.
Is the boy that would be Snake, right? Because those two girls and two boys.
We ran all the way to the bottom floor, calling for her. Akane was nowhere to be found.
God damn it, where the hell did she go?
I could tell the kid was frustrated. And then suddenly...
I know, I think it was Santa still.
Help me! Somebody help me!
We heard a girl's voice.
Akane!
And that's definitely Akane's voice,
The
yeah.
boy in the uniform threw open the door and leapt into the hallway by the incinerator. We rushed in after him. I couldn't for the life of me believe what we were seeing. That bastard Hongo had Akane by the arm and was forcing her into the incinerator.
Yeah, so it looks like Akane's body. But I don't understand how his sister could be on the same side of the experiment.
Come on, goddammit, move!
No, I don't want to! Let me go, please! Let go of me!
She planted her feet squarely on the floor and was struggling to get away. But Hongo was bigger and stronger. She wasn't gonna win.
I mean, there's no way she gets incinerated.
Akane!
My brother roared with anger and charged toward Hongo.
Help me!
Ah! You too late, idiot!
Hongo lifted Akane bodily into the air and threw her, still fighting him, into the incinerator.
What? How could she get incinerated? And then...
Before we could even blink, Hongo had leapt through the door after her.
Yeah, Kitty, I think the other girl is one of Lotus's kids, too. Because she had the same hair color.
We saw him land inside.
Wait, so he went into the incinerator with her.
And then, the door slammed shut. We ran to the door. We did everything we could think of to get the thing open.
Okay, so Snake is with him, too. So Snake and Santa both went with him.
But...
Fuck! It's no use! The goddamn thing won't move an inch!
He started slamming his fists against the door. He was close to shattering his knuckles with how hard he pounded on it.
Akane! Akane! Are you okay?
You came back!
Her voice was muffled, but all of us could hear the sheer terror in it.
What should I do? I think I'm trapped in here.
Where's Hongo?
He went out the other door.
What?
So they are gonna incinerate her?
Warning. Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Automatic incineration will take place in 18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately. Repeat. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged.
Yeah, there's no, like, even attempt to justify it, Cubic. Like, Hongo, they were trying to do this experiment to try and develop telepathic control over people.
Are you fucking kidding me?
So it's not like it was for some noble goal either.
It's the same damn thing.
Are you there?
Yeah, we're here. Just hang on, alright? We're gonna figure out a way to save you.
His words would have seemed like a sick joke to her if she'd been able to see how white and bloodless his face was right then.
Incineration will begin in 17 minutes.
Please help me! I'm really scared! I don't want to die, please! I don't want to die!
It's gonna be alright. I'll figure something out. I promise. I promise, okay? You hear me? I promise!
It was torture listening to her sobbing on the other side of the door.
Yeah, it says Connie now.
Her brother was nearly crying himself. He could only stand there, fists clenched so tight his knuckles were white.
It was silent. All they could hear was the creaking of the boat as it shifted in the water. They waited and waited, but Seven didn't continue.
What happened then?
Junpei couldn't wait any longer. He had to know. Seven looked at the floor.
Come on, man. Put yourself in my shoes. It doesn't end good. You think I want to remember that?
Then...
Yeah. Shit. If I'd known it was gonna be like this, I almost wish I hadn't remembered.
Seven shook his head. But there was something Junpei had to know.
Hey, are you sure?
Huh?
Look, I don't want to ask this either, but there's something I don't get. So if you could just tell me, did that girl, Akane, really...
Seven stared straight ahead at nothing.
Yeah, I'm sure. There wasn't anything we could do. After a while, the countdown ended, and we heard something... burning. The fire stopped, but we still didn't move. Me and the jacket kid were frozen. The boy in the uniform collapsed as if he couldn't hold himself up anymore. A few minutes passed. The door opened. The boy in the uniform tripped over his own feet running in. We followed, too numb to speak. The air in the incinerator was hot. Every breath made my lungs feel like they were on fire. It was like standing on hot asphalt. The air was wavering and in the middle of the room, there it lay. The kid's legs were shaking so bad, I don't know how he managed to walk. I couldn't see his face, but his body somehow looked empty. Finally, he reached it. He fell to his knees as his legs gave out on him. And then...
So then who is Arakane? Junpei felt a cold lump form in the pit of his stomach. A feeling of sickening anticipation washed over him. He could feel his body shivering. He desperately did not want to know the answer. He feared he knew already, but he had to ask. He had to know for sure.
Can I ask you one more thing?
What's that?
The girl, Akane. What was her last name?
What does it matter to you?
Just tell me, okay? Please?
7 looked at Junpei curiously and ran his tongue quickly over his dry lips.
Kurashiki. Her name was Akane Kurashiki.
Something inside of Junpei stopped. He had no more words left. He had no more Junpei left. He was just a shell of flesh and bone. 7 turned to Snake.
You were there that day, weren't you? The tall kid in the jacket. That was you, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. You are correct, Detective.
Junpei's mind was blank, withdrawn from the world. Somewhere far away, he could hear 7 and Snake talking. So, I mean, if Snake could recognize Hongo's voice, he could probably recognize 7's voice as well. I could understand him not recognizing Santa's voice, since it was 9 years ago, so, like... I feel like Santa was little, so maybe his voice could have changed in that time. Maybe?
Don't misunderstand me. I told you before how Zero threatened me. There was nothing I could do. I couldn't say anything about what happened 9 years ago.
So you're saying you're not working for Zero, right?
Of course not.
Clover, what about you?
Hey, come on! You really think I'm working with Zero? I told you before, you idiot! I was in Nevada, in Building Q. I did hear that a detective rescued the kids on the boat, but...
So how did the kids in Nevada get released then, too, I wonder?
I didn't know it was you!
Right? Because, like... the kids would know too much. So why would you release them, right? But they couldn't have been rescued, because if they were rescued, then Cradle Pharmaceuticals would have, like... Ace and folks would have been arrested, you would think, right? Her surprise seemed to be genuine. 7 regarded Clover for a moment and rubbed his chin thoughtfully.
Well, I guess I believe you.
Clover nodded.
All right, let me ask you another question.
He stuck his hands into his pockets and took a few steps. Then he stopped and turned to face them again. Hey, Rustam, good evening.
Santa's real name is Aoi Kurashiki. He's Akane's brother. You know that?
No, I didn't. Did you?
Well, yes. I know Aoi Kurashiki was her brother, but I didn't know he was Santa. At least not from the beginning.
Okay.
9 years ago, he was in the middle of...
That's what I was thinking as
His voice
changed.
is entirely different now. I'm ashamed to say that even my exceptional hearing wasn't able to make that connection. As such, I had no reason to think Santa was Aoi.
When did you figure it out?
And none of them know yet that, June is Akane. Junpei is the only one that knows that.
Clover told me that Santa might have been one of the subjects of the initial experiment. It was only a short while ago, while we were leaving the library. When she told me that, I had a... feeling.
Santa is Aoi? Akane Kurashiki, June's brother?
That spark caught flame in Junpei's leaden mind, and the fog began to clear. Like an engine began to turn, images and thoughts began to coalesce in his mind, coming faster and faster, forming bigger images, bigger thoughts. Junpei blinked. He was back.
There's still a lot we don't know. I mean, like, a lot. But there is one thing I think we can say we know.
What's
Santa
that?
is Zero.
The body we found in the shower room. It had to be Nijisaki, dressed up to look like Snake.
Oh, yeah, that too.
What?
Come on, man. What kind of detective are you? You didn't figure that out already?
Hey, go easy on me, man. I just got my memory back, all right? Cut me some slack.
Well, if he is, the 3 murders make sense then, don't they? Yeah, that's right. Murder. Kubota blew himself up, but that was murder too. So why did these murders take place?
If Junpei is correct, and the body in the shower room was Nijisaki's, that means all of the people who were murdered were involved with the creation of the Nonary project.
Yep.
Kubota, the person who conducted the actual experiments. Nijisaki, Hongo's assistant. Musashido, the man who financed the project.
You mean this was all just revenge?
But then why put, like, Snake and Clover through it? Or 7, when 7 was trying to help them. Or Lotus, like she was the mom of some of the kids, so she's also kind of victim.
Santa is Zero. He's getting revenge for the death of his sister. That's why he killed them.
No, I don't think Santa actually murdered anyone.
No? In fact, Junpei didn't think. He knew. He couldn't explain why or how, but he had no doubt that Santa had killed no one. Yeah, how do you know that? Perhaps the madness of the last several hours was finally driving him insane, but Junpei had ceased to be surprised at his sudden knowledge, and had even begun to accept it.
If I'm right, then it's not hard to figure out who the next victim's gonna be, is it?
I mean, we know that Ace killed Kubota on accident, thinking it was Snake. And we probably can assume that Ace was also the one that got the 9th man killed. What about the captain?
I'm pretty sure I don't have to tell you.
Yes.
Yep.
Right.
Snake, Clover, and 7 all nodded.
The next target will be Gentaro Hongo.
The person who planned the Nonary project.
In other words, Ace.
There was a moment of silence,
What?
and then the room shook. From far away, they heard the sudden rush of water.
What the hell's going on here?
It must be 6 a.m. Our time is up.
Shit!
Come on, we need to get out of here.
How?
Well, you got the key. And the drawer that had held the picture was a key card. Junpei grabbed it. It's the 0 card.
Betting this sucker opens the exit. Come on, let's go.
New material's been added to the file screen. Keycard 0. What was added to the file screen? A picture of the picture. Alright, let's GTFO! Alright, let's just swipe this card. Junpei, look! It's unlocked! Yeah. Now we can go back to the library. Hurry up, Junpei, we don't have time. Let's go! Alright, let's go. You found it! The door opened and they stumbled into the library.
Huh. I think the shaking stopped.
It would seem so, but we are yet to be out of danger.
You're right. Let's hurry.
They ran across the hallway,
This exit needs the Uranus card too.
straight for the large metal door. Next to the door was the Uranus card reader.
Hey, Junpei.
Yeah, I know.
They slipped the key card through and the door rumbled open.
All right, it's open. Let's go.
Out of the library and into the hallway they ran. At the end of the hallway was a door. Junpei reached into his pocket to pull out the key as he ran towards it.
Okay, Neptune Key, let's see if you work.
He turned it.
Yes! I think it unlocked.
The lock clicked. As one, they shoved the door open and poured through it. Yeah, Cubic says there's so much depth to the story, and the thing is, I feel like there's still gotta be some more twists or reveals, because, like, we still don't know why Junpei was here. Everyone else was connected to the Nonary game in some way, and Junpei wasn't. The only connection Junpei has was that he was one of Akane's friends. In front of them was another great metal door. Above it was a metal plaque.
It says incinerator. So this is the incinerator.
This is the first time I've seen it from this side, but yeah, I think so.
Then there ought to be a lever near the door.
Yeah, right here.
Junpei ran up to it.
Pull that and the door should open.
Got it.
As he spoke, he pulled the lever. The motor in the door groaned as it slowly ground open. There was no time to waste.
Let's go.
As soon as the door had opened far enough to admit them, all four dashed through. And then suddenly, there before them, were the four who they'd parted from earlier. Ace and Lotus stood in front of the number 9 door. Santa was curled into a ball against the wall of the incinerator, holding his stomach. And then there was June. She sat slumped against the wall, exhausted.
What the hell is going on?
Junpei ran towards June. He skidded to a stop in front of her and knelt down.
What's wrong? Are you okay?
She's melting. Her face was pale and her lips dry. When she spoke, he could barely hear her.
Jumpy, you came to get me.
Of course I did. I made a promise.
I'm so glad you're here. So glad.
She mumbled the same words over and over weakly. Junpei could feel his heart breaking.
Hey, what happened to you?
I'm fine. I just fainted. I wasn't feeling very good.
We know that she gets fevers. We know there's some foreshadowing about the safe temperature for a human being.
I'm feeling a lot better now, though.
Are you sure?
Yes. I just need to rest a little longer. I'm sure I'll be fine. You shouldn't worry about me.
She was looking towards Santa. Junpei turned to look as well.
Santa.
Santa grimaced, his face contorted in pain. 7 grabbed him by the collar and roared at him.
Hey, where is it? Where's the gun? You hide it somewhere?
Despite himself, a grunt of pain escaped Santa's lips as 7 shook him.
I don't have it. I got sucker punched and they took the gun.
What? Who took it?
What do you mean, they? One second. I gotta fix my chat real quick. There we go.
What? Isn't that obvious?
I took the gun.
Okay, alright. So she's still a hostage.
Ace.
He did indeed have the revolver in his hand. It was pressed against Lotus's temple. Ace had her pinned to him with the other arm, and she was shaking visibly. Her fiery attitude was gone, replaced by fear. She didn't dare speak. There was sweat on her forehead, and when her eyes weren't flicking up to the gun pressed against her, they seemed to desperately want to say something.
Just what the hell do you think you're doing, Ace? Or maybe I ought to say Gentaro Hongo, CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals?
7's deep baritone rumble shook the walls. Ace sneered.
You have me at a disadvantage. And I don't like that. You know me, but I don't know you. Do you have any idea how much I've suffered? Can you even begin
Excuse
to
me?
understand my pain?
The pain of prosopagnosia, right?
Junpei's voice was casual. Or at least it was trying to be.
Another irritating insect. And how do you know that?
Good question.
Junpei couldn't say, he just knew. Another unexplainable mystery.
No matter. If you don't want to answer, it makes no difference to me. This is a waste of time anyway. It's time for me to go.
Behind Ace, Junpei could see the red. It was placed in a small indentation on the wall. Quickly, Ace placed his hand on the scanner.
First is 1. Give me your hand.
It beeped and he forced Lotus's hand onto it as well.
8. And with this,
Then at last he reached into the pocket of his jacket. He pulled something out and pressed it against the panel. The 3rd asterisk appeared on the red. And that's the 9th man's bracelet, which should be 6, right? Because there was that stuff about how June's bracelet was actually upside down and she had the 9. So if it's 6 plus 1, 7, plus the 8 is 15, 1 plus... So it shouldn't work,
9.
right? The thing he'd used for the final verification was the bracelet with the number 9.
The 9th man. Kubota's bracelet.
1 plus 8 plus 9 equals 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9.
I believe I've won this game.
I think maybe you haven't. His smirk made Junpei's blood boil.
I've had quite a time playing with you. I must thank Zero, I suppose.
Wait, what? Ace doesn't know who Zero is.
Junpei's eyes flicked towards Santa. He hadn't moved since they'd entered the room. Santa was still holding his stomach and groaning as if in immense pain. Junpei wasn't sure if it was real pain, but he wasn't sure it wasn't either.
What the hell are you planning, Santa?
He said, unless his is also 9, could there be 2 9s? I don't know. I don't know anymore.
At any rate,
The world as
this
I know it
game
no longer
ends
makes
now.
sense.
I will escape, and the rest of you will have a slightly less pleasant ending. I suggest you enjoy your final moments. Goodbye. Wait!
Ace, of course, paid no heed to Seven's request and laid hold of the lever on the red. With a sickening sense of finality, he pulled it.
What? Why isn't it opening? One more time.
So it is 6. Lotus tried to take advantage of Ace's confusion and managed to twist herself out of his grasp, but... At the last second, he grabbed hold of her wrist and shoved it onto the red.
Now open!
He waved the number 9 bracelet over the red, and then his own bracelet as well. He pulled the lever a second time.
No! What is this? Why?
Why?
That digital route should be 9! It has to be 9! Then why? Why isn't it opening?
Ace's fury and confusion had overridden all other thoughts. He'd set down the revolver. It was just below the red.
Now!
Get him, Lotus! Get him! Seven chose that moment to act. He moved far faster than a man of his bulk should have been able to, and he launched that bulk straight at Ace. He loves throwing himself into things. It was over before they knew it.
No!
In the blink of an eye, Ace was on the floor. He rolled onto his side, groaning in pain. Lotus ran straight for Junpei. Get the gun! She darted around behind him and stuck her head out, making sure to keep Junpei between herself and Ace.
Oh, that was close. Too close. Thank you, Seven.
Don't mention it.
Seven stood over Ace, his breathing slow and heavy.
Just one punch ain't enough for this piece of shit. After what he did 9 years ago, I ought to rip him to pieces. But if a suspect can't talk, they ain't much good. Once he's locked up in a cell, we're gonna have a little chat.
9 years ago? Then you must be...
Yeah, you finally figured it out, dumbass.
That's not really his fault, though, if he can't recognize faces. Ace planted his hands on the floor and shook his head. Junpei walked towards him. He stopped and looked down at Ace with pity on his face.
Ace, you killed Kubota, Nijisaki, and Musashido, didn't you?
How did he kill Musashido, though?
Wait, Nijisaki?
He peered at Junpei, genuinely confused.
Oh, right. You don't know yet. All right. We'll just go through them in order then. Let's start off with Kubota. You talked to Kubota and managed to convince him to go into door 5 alone. You killed him without making it look like you killed him. The way I figure it, you had 4 motives.
Getting rid of other witnesses, I guess?
1. In the nonary game, the
And you
number
want the
9
bracelet,
is
yeah.
dangerous. Whoever had the 9 bracelet could join whatever team they wanted. Adding 9 to any number doesn't change the digital route.
Did Santa predict, or Zero, I guess, predict all of this? And intentionally swap June and the 9th man's bracelets? 1 plus 9 equals 10. 1 plus 0 equals 1. 2 plus 9 equals 11. 1 plus 1 equals 2. Blah, 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 blah.
Which means that number 9 could do whatever they wanted. You wanted to remove that threat as soon as possible. 2. You wanted the number 9 bracelet for yourself, so that you could make use of its power. In fact, you did use it in the murder of Nijisaki. 3. Even if his number hadn't been 9, Kubota was a problem. He knew your past. He knew what had happened 9 years before. You needed to silence him before he told anyone. 4. But last, and perhaps the most disturbing, you used Kubota as a test. You wanted to know how serious this nonary game was. Was it truly life or death, or simply a harmless prank? You convinced him to break the rules so you could see what would happen.
Yeah, he did.
That was why you killed Kubota. But he was only the first. Next was Nijisaki, While everyone was off looking for the missing parts for the Reds, you ran into Nijisaki near the big hospital room. However, because of your prosopagnosia, you didn't realize he was Nijisaki, chiefly because, when you met him, he was dressed like Snake. That was why you thought Nijisaki was Snake.
That's the thing, though, that, like, Santa couldn't have been the one, you know, dragging Snake around and changing clothes and stuff. Right? Like...
No, that's not... That was Nijisaki? Why? How did...
I'll get to that. Anyway, you thought he was Snake. Snake was one of the kids in your experiment 9 years ago. You remembered him because he was the blind kid, but his presence made you think. Snake was one of my subjects 9 years ago. He probably hates me. But if that's true, why isn't he saying anything? Is he keeping quiet because he can't see? Or perhaps he's working with Zero to get revenge on me. Whatever the reason, anyone who knows my past is a threat. Before he tries anything, I need to get rid of him. That was when you decided you had to kill him. The murder weapon was Kubota's bracelet. You just waved it over the Red. Verified your own number and then grabbed Nijisaki's arm and forced it over the scanner panel. Then, when the door opened, you kicked him in. 9 seconds later, the door closed.
Blammers!
And then 81 seconds passed. And poor Nijisaki was dead.
Dude blew up his own assistant.
Snake is still alive?
Sorry to disappoint you, but I'm as good as new. Thank you for killing the wrong man, but I can't say I like knowing that you wanted me dead. Although, to be honest, even if you hadn't tried to kill me, I would still hate you very much.
Well, I wouldn't blame you.
Ace's self-derision was frustrating, but Junpei kept his emotions in check and continued.
Last but not least, let's talk about Musashido's death.
Yes, let's, because that's the one I don't know. I don't understand that one yet.
When Clover and I were investigating the chart room, you came over to talk to me. Do you remember what you said?
Oh, a pocket watch. Might I take a look at it?
I handed it to you, and you left the room.
Right?
You had been in charge of the Nonary project. Of course you would have known the solution to every puzzle.
Right?
Which would mean that you also knew how to get out of the wheelhouse. All you had to do was place the watch in the indentation on the door to unlock it.
Oh.
With the door open, you could enter the captain's quarters.
Oh.
Musashido was there.
Okay, so they're using literally the same puzzles as before? Then?
Conveniently placed next to him was an axe that practically begged you to kill him with it. You picked up that axe and buried the blade deep in the other man's chest.
Was Zero really playing 4D chess to get Ace to kill all of his friends?
One blow was all it took. And then you returned to the chart room as if nothing had happened.
There was something I wanted to speak with you about, Junpei. Could you come with me for a moment?
I had no reason to say no, so I followed you to the wheelhouse. When we stepped inside, remember how you slipped your hand into my vest? You pulled out a piece of paper, the one I used to cheat during the vote. But that wasn't really what you were after. Your true purpose had been to slip the watch into my pocket. It wasn't a very good plan. Had way too many holes, and someone saying the wrong thing could have brought it all down around you.
Did he really never directly hand it back to me? He snuck it into my pocket and I just didn't notice?
You must have been desperate, but what made you willing to risk it all to do it? Ace.
That was the only thing Junpei hadn't been able to figure out.
Musashido's murder is the only one I don't understand. You obviously did it. But why?
Because of this.
Slowly, Ace reached down and pulled something out of his pocket. It was a folded piece of paper.
What's with the paper?
Just read it.
Is it the one from the safe?
Let's see.
This was what it said.
Number 1. There are 2 ways you might survive this ordeal. The first is to win the Nonary game. The second is for you to confess your sins of 9 years past.
Oh, so he had a different win condition.
I have prepared a camera in the captain's quarters. The images captured by that camera will be streamed through a satellite and distributed across the world.
Ew.
Simply look into the camera.
That's what the camera
and
was for.
repent. Once you have confessed everything, I will release you from this ship. To make your confession more credible, I have left you a witness in the captain's quarters. Perhaps he will confess with you. The decision is yours. Do as you please. Zero.
When I awoke in that room on D-Deck, I found that in my pocket.
Okay.
That was why I chose door 1 when we voted. If I went through that door, I knew I could get to the captain's quarters. As you said, I knew how to enter the wheelhouse. My plan was to find the pocket watch before anyone else. If I could, then my alibi would be set. At least, that was the plan. Unfortunately for me, you got to it first.
I mean, you're awfully lucky that Zero didn't change the puzzles on you.
That sleight of hand was the best I could manage on short notice.
You meant to kill him from the beginning then? Musashido, I mean.
I only knew Musashido was the witness after I reached the captain's quarters. I asked him, and he answered. He seemed groggy. Perhaps he had only just awoken from sedation. I suppose Nijisaki was in much the same state. He seemed confused and disoriented when I encountered him. But yes, you are correct. I intended to kill him from the beginning, even though I didn't know who he was.
Yeah, he was in like the captain cosplay, so.
I proceeded to the captain's quarters in order to remove this so-called witness.
Ace had confessed everything. What energy he had left him with the truth, and he sagged on his knees. Although he had confessed, his sins were not forgiven. Junpei felt revulsion for the pathetic man on the floor near his feet. But in among the revulsion was a hint of pity. After all, Ace had not been the only person who murdered those 3 men. Junpei spoke quietly.
Ace, you figured it out, haven't you? You were being manipulated.
Yes, so it would seem.
The 4D chess.
I was little more than a puppet, in many ways. Everywhere I went, everything was already prepared. The Reds in the large hospital room were dismantled. Nijisaki was dressed like Snake. There was an axe in the captain's quarters. Musashido was delirious from the anesthetic, so he couldn't fight back. Nijisaki as well. In retrospect, I can't understand how I could have fallen into such a simple trap. But yes.
That's so risky, though.
This was a trap.
Why would you leave all those weapons? Like, in the majority of the endings, everybody dies. Usually due to Ace.
It was Zero's trap, and I fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. I did everything he wanted me to do.
Thank you, Fry.
Yeah. By manipulating you, Zero was able to kill 3 people and keep the blood off his own hands. All of this was revenge for what happened 9 years ago. That's why this nonary game happened. Am I right, Santa?
Ho ho ho. Junpei looked over at Santa. As Junpei spoke, he stood up, his legs still shaky.
Huh? What the hell are you talking about? I don't know any...
Ain't no point trying to play dumb anymore, Santa. Actually, I guess I should call you Aoi Kurashiki, huh?
7's face was sad as he spoke.
My memory came back to me, kid. You're Aoi Kurashiki, no doubt about it. Never thought I'd be back in this room talking to you. But hey, I guess this was all part of your plan, right? After all, the person who planned the nonary game this time around was Zero, and Zero's you.
Looks like you really do have your memories back, huh?
Santa's smile was sarcastic and something else.
Well, I guess there's no point in hiding it then, huh?
What I want to know is, when did 7 lose his memory? Did Zero somehow do that to him? And if so, why?
Yeah, you got me. I'm Aoi Kurashiki. I was one of the kids in the nonary game 9 years ago. I made it out. So did Snake over there. But there's one thing... No, I guess there's 2 things you got wrong. Number 1, I ain't Zero.
Oh?
What?
Wait, what?
Sure, I was helping Zero out, but I'm really more of an assistant, like a secretary.
Okay.
But an assistant's only an assistant. I didn't come up with all this. All I did was follow Zero's orders.
Then, if you're not Zero, who is?
Calm down there, Junpei. Didn't I say 2 things? You made one more mistake. Junpei, you just said all of this was revenge for what happened 9 years ago. That's why this nonary game happened. But that's not it. Revenge isn't the only purpose. There's another reason you guys were playing the nonary game. To save someone.
To save Akane?
Save someone?
Right. You were brought here to help my sister. To save Akane.
I just realized I should save. I haven't saved in a while. For a second I thought the game froze there and it freaked me out. I was like, no, my progress. Alright, so she should have been incinerated. You gotta explain this to me, Santa.
What the hell are you talking about?
Obviously it's got something to do with Alice.
Akane Kurashiki died 9 years ago in this room. I was there. I saw...
Suddenly, Seven froze. His eyes went as wide as dinner plates, and he spun around towards June. Junpei followed his gaze.
What?
She was gone. Where June had been, there was nothing.
What the hell? Where is she? Where's Akane Kurashiki?
Seven began to mumble to himself a strange series of words strung together, as if his mind wasn't functioning properly. His face was twisted with effort, as though he was struggling with something they couldn't see. He gritted his teeth and pressed his hands against the sides of his head.
Oh, my head! My head, it feels like it's gonna pop.
Seven! What the hell is going on?
I don't know either, Lotus!
I don't know. I just... Oh! I swear to God, my head feels like it's about to explode!
From somewhere far away, they all heard a deep, heavy noise. It sounded like a tremendous wheel slowly beginning to turn. Santa seemed to have entered an almost trance-like state. His words were calm and measured.
What was the Nonary Project? I'm sure you know already, but I'll tell you one more time. It was a project designed to test a particular phenomenon.
Right, the
And what
Gams
was that
field.
phenomenon? For 2 organisms to communicate with one another in the absence of physical contact. The morphogenetic field theory.
Right.
Could human beings use these invisible fields to exchange information? That was what this experiment was conducted to determine. There were 2 separate locations. One was the Gigantic, and the other was a building in Nevada called Building Q. The 9 children trapped in Building Q were faced with numerous puzzles, copies of identical ones on the Gigantic.
Right.
They were told to send their answers into the morphic field set and transmit them to their brothers and sisters on the Gigantic. The transmitters were put in Building Q, and the receivers were put on the Gigantic. Each sibling pair was supposed to be split up, but...
Yes. Alright, this is the contradiction that I was confused about.
But there was a mistake.
There was a mistake, of course.
Akane was a transmitter. She should have been in Building Q. However, for some reason, she was placed on the Gigantic with the receivers, like me.
So then... Okay, I guess one of the receivers was put on in the Building Q then instead?
Perhaps she was mistaken for someone who was supposed to be in Group A. Whatever the case, Akane ended up on the Gigantic. I think I've told you enough. You get it, don't you? I'm pretty sure you know where this is going, Junpei.
Where what is going?
Don't play dumb. You know things you shouldn't. Things you couldn't. How did you know Ace had prosopagnosia?
Cause the other routes?
How did you know why Ace wanted to kill Kubota and how Nichisaki was killed? Were you surprised when you found out Ace was Hongo?
No.
And what about the coffin Snake was trapped in? How the hell did you open it?
Well, that's...
The answer to that is easy. He knew because I knew. Junpei was receiving information that I sent to him through the morphic field set. It's simple, really. How do I know the alternate futures, then? Imagine a river that splits in two, like an upside-down Y. The river flows from the top to the bottom, from a single stream into two branches. It only flows in one direction. It can never flow backward. Information is the same way. It moves from the past to the future, but never flows backward. That's why people at the river's source in the past will never know about those downstream in the future. But the people downstream will never know about one another either. Information only flows along the path of the river. But I am different. I can manipulate the morphic field set to collect knowledge from the future. I know what happens on either fork of the river, even though the people on either fork know nothing about one another. Now, who am I? Am I the 9th letter of the alphabet? But I'm also 0. No, that's not true. I'm not really 0, not yet. Perhaps you could say I am less than 0? 0 is my future. In 9 years, I will be 0? Where did she go? June. No, Akane. Where did you go?
Santa!
Am I supposed to be in the adventure mode, I wonder? Why is Clover... Oh shoot.
Freeze.
Santa's got the gun. Oh my god! Everybody, welcome. Hello, I'm Fangy. I'm a comfy shape-shifting cryptid. We are playing a little game called 999. We are doing an ending, so there are tons of spoilers. So if you want to play the game, look away. But thank you for the raid, Green Tea. Let me do a shout out real quick. How was your stream? What were you up to? Were you playing more Project Zomboid? I saw you were playing that the other day when Errol raided. I guess he picked it up when we weren't watching. It looks like he's turned the tables on Ace, though. I wonder how he likes having a gun to his head.
Get up.
Sure isn't about to take that gun off him for a minute, is he? Ace isn't putting up any kind of fight. I mean, I don't think I would either, but he just looks drained. I guess he's going for the door, huh? He doesn't need to verify to go through that door, but...
Hey, what's your plan, Santa? What are you doing?
He can't get through any numbered doors with just 2 people. What the hell is he thinking?
Didn't I tell you? I'm Santa Claus. It's time for me to go make a wish come true.
Oh? You were playing Grandia today, an old PlayStation 1 RPG. Oh, neat! I've heard the name before, but I've never played it. That's it? That's all he's gonna give us? What the hell does that even mean? Shoot, they're out! And now the gate's shut. It looks like the rest of us are stuck in here. They're all looking at me. At least Seven's headache is gone. He seems to be alright. Well, I guess there's no harm in trying. Let's see if this door still opens.
Damn. Well, it looks like this door isn't opening anytime soon.
You mean we're trapped?
So it would seem.
What the hell is Santa trying to do?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, what?
Have you considered where we are? There can really only be one thing Santa would do now.
Why would he incinerate you guys? Like... I don't understand. Snake and Clover are victims. Seven tried to save you guys in the past. Junpei... Well, I guess we really don't know what his deal is, but still, it's not what Akane would have wanted. Hello to Cinder. Thank you, Green Tea. I'll let her know that you said hello.
No, you can't be serious.
Oh, but he is. Shoot, we've got to do something. Maybe we can still get out through the door number 9. There's the red. Yeah, alright, we can do this. I've just gotta... No, it's not gonna work. There's no way. The 5 of us can't open this door. 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 equals 26. 2 plus 6 equals 8. Is there any combination that will work?
Junpei, can I borrow your pen and notebook?
Go, Clover, go! Sure, why not? I don't think I'm gonna need them. Ever again. Well, she certainly looks purposeful. It looks like she's writing equations, a lot of them. Huh? Oh man, she doesn't look very happy. What? Hey, no need to be ripping pages out like that. Jeez.
What the hell are you doing, Clover? Give me that!
Alright, at least 7 got it away from her. Maybe now I can get a look at what she was writing. Let's see. They gotta leave me behind, don't they? Oh no, wait. That's Snake, Clover. I'm 5, right? And June was 6, 7. So you'd have to leave Lotus behind?
What? And there's no other way?
Lotus. Looks like she'd figured it out, though. Man, this is just too cruel.
It's okay. Go.
Lotus.
Come on, you know we can't do that.
Oh, don't give me that. I'm sure you'd love to get rid of me.
God damn it, you idiot!
Whoa, where the hell did that come from? It looks like she expected that about as much as I did.
Without... If you're not... Look, it'd be bad, alright?
For a cop, he sure doesn't have much confidence.
Bad?
Yeah. If there weren't assholes like you around, I'd be out of a job.
Uh-huh.
Look, I'm just not leaving you behind, alright? End of story.
7.
He's right. I'm not leaving you either.
Me too.
You didn't honestly think I'd abandon you, did you?
You're all idiots.
Act as tough as you want, Lotus. We can all see that you're about to cry.
That being said, however, I doubt we would be able to open the door anyway, even if we were to leave Lotus behind.
Huh? Why?
I trust you remember what happened to Ace? I couldn't, see exactly what happened, but I was able to guess what he was attempting to do earlier, at the Red.
Oh, yeah.
No! What is this? Why? The digital route should be 9! It has to be 9! Then why? Why isn't it opening?
Just to see. Why don't we give it a shot?
I mean, I think the red works fine. I think it's just that he was using the 6 bracelet on accident.
Yes,
right?
That is what I said.
Maybe? Two plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 equals 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9.
You were right.
It ain't opening.
But it did open 9 years ago. The digital route was 9 then, I'm sure of it.
You think maybe they changed the settings?
Perhaps.
What does it mean? Shoot. If we can't get through the door, we can't get out. The walls are way too high. There's no way in hell we could get to that hole 7 popped out of 9 years ago. All we can do is stand here and stare at this door with a 9 on it. I guess this is it. This is the end. I was watching. I had watched everything that was reflected in his eyes. I was listening. Every sound that vibrated in his eardrums I heard. Smell, taste, touch. I felt everything that he felt. I knew. I knew everything about him. What he was thinking, what he was feeling, what he was sensing. All of his feelings and worries and fears became mine. My mind, my consciousness was inside of him. Through the morphic field set, we were resonant, and we were as one. I was him, and at the same time, I was an observer. It started with a tremendous noise like a clap of thunder. That was approximately 9 hours ago. A bomb had gone off on the ship that we were on. That was when my resonance with him began. My resonant event melted into him, and we became one, inside of Junpei. Somehow, I found myself in Junpei's mind 9 years in the future. But I didn't lose myself. I was living in 2 realities at once. One was the present, and the other was the future. So if she's I, and I is 9, is she Nona? Lotus's kid? I don't know. I don't know. Perhaps you can think of it as 2 movies showing on the same screen at the same time. Eventually, it becomes difficult to separate them and determine which movie is which. However, if I concentrated, I was able to focus on one or the other. That was why I was able to grasp what was happening in front of me. Is it Akane? And that's why Akane sometimes faints? Oh! Oh! Akane vision.
Come on, over here!
It says Akane vision! Okay, so it's Akane talking. Okay. I wasn't looking in the corner, okay? I was reading the other text. There's multiple texts. That was my brother Aoi. He was yelling. I followed him. Around me were 7 other children. They all looked like they were about my age.
Come on, hurry up!
We ran down a long straight hallway and burst into the large hospital room. Everyone was arguing. 2 of the boys got in a fist fight. A girl watching them began to cry. I want to go home, she cried. I want to go home. Another girl slapped the crying girl and glared down at her. It's been 2 hours since the Nonary game began. We were starting to fall apart. But just when all hope seemed lost, Light started talking. He was blind. 9 years later, we would call him Snake.
Hello, everyone? Could you come over here for a moment?
He was older than most of us, and his voice had authority and dignity. The fights died down and we gathered around him.
I have a little sister. She is very important to me. Right now, she is over in Building Q, and is desperately trying to send information over to me. Her name is Clover, and today is her 9th birthday.
As he spoke, he pulled something from his pocket. In his hand were 9 4-leaf clovers.
I was going to give these to her as a birthday present. I was outside picking them when I was abducted. I'm sure I've already told you, but I am blind. For a man who can't see, collecting 9 of a very specific plant is, well, it is difficult. But my sister means a great deal to me, and I hope that these would show her how much I cared for her. Since it's her 9th birthday, I thought 9 4-leaf clovers would be appropriate. Every one of you has a brother or a sister in Building Q with Clover. For their sake, we have to survive. We have to get off this ship. Do you understand? If we're going to do that, there are 3 things you have to remember. We need trust and love, and we have to have faith in one another. If we can take all 3 of those to heart, then I promise that good luck will come our way. Did you know that the leaves on the 4-leaf clover mean faith, trust, love, and luck? Those words are leaf words. So if you believe what I've told you, and you understand, then I want you each to have one of these. They're a promise between friends.
He gave a clover to each of us. I took one too. Eventually, he was left with only a single 4-leaf clover. He had one last thing to say.
Now don't ever forget, so long as you have that, we will always be connected. Do you understand?
When he finished, the tension of only a few minutes before was gone. We were calm. After that, we ran around the ship for a while longer, and opened several of the numbered doors until we finally found a door with a number 9 on it. In fact, there were 2 doors with 9 on them, and we found them in the chapel. We split into 2 groups and walked through the doors. Before long, we all found ourselves in a room with a ceiling that looked like an upside-down funnel. For some reason, this room had another number 9, but this time, it was the only one. But if there was only one door, that meant that only 5 people could escape.
What are we gonna do? There aren't any other doors.
We began to panic. Then, as if things had not gotten bad enough already,
Warning. Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Automatic incineration will take place in 18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately. Repeat. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged.
What? What's happening? What did that thing say? That didn't sound good.
My brother Aoi swallowed hard and answered.
I think it means this room is gonna burn.
Burn!
A plaque on the door says incinerator, and that voice said that the incineration is about to start. And incinerate means to burn.
No! Help me!
Abject terror filled the room as everyone began to scream and cry. Every pair of eyes were filled with despair. And then, high up on the wall, a door opened and a man appeared. He was a huge, frightening mountain of a man, as large as a bear. 9 years later, we would call him 7.
Don't worry, kids. I'm not your enemy. I'm one of the good guys. I'm a detective. I'm here to rescue you.
The rest happened just like 7 had said it did. The 4 of us who'd stayed behind were saved by 7. We crawled through the vent away from the incinerator and slid down the hall. We came out on the other side of the door 9. On the wall opposite of the door was a set of double doors. We went through those and began to run up the spiral staircase. As we ran, I led the way. Behind me were Nona, my brother Aoi, Snake, and 7. Oh, so that was Nona. I'm pretty sure Nona is Lotus's daughter. The other children, the ones who'd gone through door 9 before us, were up ahead. I could hear them cheering each other on. We ran and ran and ran. We leapt across as many stairs as we could and kept running. The stairs spiraled upward like a tornado. Eventually, I pulled ahead of the rest. Perhaps Nona had slowed them down. I didn't want to lose them, so I slowed down as well. I didn't stop, but I glanced over my shoulder from time to time to see if they'd caught up. That was when I realized...
Oh no, where is it? Did I drop Jumpy's present?
Is it the freaking 4-leaf clover? I knew I'd had it with me when we passed through the vent. Then, had I dropped it as we slid out? I had to go back, I had to. But I knew I couldn't tell the others. They would stop me, I was sure of that. I didn't stop to think, I simply moved. I ran to the central hall, the room that connected to all the other areas of the ship. I hid in the shadows, and moments later I felt a rush of wind as they ran past me up the staircase. I waited until they were out of sight, and then I ran. I moved as quietly as I could, down and down and down. Finally, I reached the bottom deck. I ran to the hallway and looked around frantically.
There it is!
It was just where I thought it would be, sitting under the opening of the vent. I ran over and snatched it from the floor, but as I ran back towards the stairs and freedom... The door to the incinerator opened, and a man stepped out. It was Hongo. Gentaro Hongo. 9 years later, we would call him Ace.
Ah, how wonderful to see you decided to come back.
His smile made my blood run cold. It looked mechanical, as if someone had simply pulled up the corners of his mouth.
Come with me. We must continue the experiment.
I shook my head, eyes wide. Slowly, I began to walk backwards. 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. Then I spun around and broke into a run. I felt Hongo's hand close over my left wrist.
I said, come with me.
It looks like she was number 5 previously. And I'm number 5 this time. There was an edge of insanity to his voice now. I pulled as hard as I could.
No! Stop! Let go of me! Let go!
I shook my body and flailed my arms, trying desperately to get Hongo to let go of me. But I was still only a child. I was no match for a man like Hongo.
Stop struggling, goddammit! Do as I tell you!
He heaved on my arm, trying to pull me into the incinerator. I screamed.
Help me! Somebody help me!
Then suddenly...
Akane!
The door to the stairs flew open, and my brother Aoi burst out of it. Behind him came 7 and Snake.
Akane!
He cried my name again as he leapt towards Hongo.
You came back!
I cried out. But then,
Ah! You're too late, idiot!
Hongo threw his full weight against my arm, pulling us both into the incinerator. The force of it threw me to the floor. I scrambled to my feet and looked towards the open number 9 door. Hongo stood between it and me, but behind him, I could see my brother, his fists clenched. But those fists never reached Hongo. With a cold, heartless screech of metal on metal, the door slammed shut. Hongo glanced at me mechanically, his face registering that there was an object there, but not anything he would consider a human being. Then he turned away and walked to the red that sat next to the door. He reached into his pocket and removed 2 bracelets. He waved them both over the scanner panel. 2 asterisks appeared on the red. He checked the screen, then tossed the bracelets carelessly onto the floor. What was he doing? What was the point? He made no effort to explain himself, of course. He said nothing at all and walked past me as though I were nothing more than a rock by the roadside. A few moments later, the 2 other doors slid shut as well. Faintly, I could hear someone pounding on the door behind me. I turned around and ran towards the door with a 9.
Akane! Akane! Are you okay?
I could hear a voice from the other side of the door. A worried, frightened voice.
Help me!
My throat was already raw, but I screamed as loud as I could. My voice echoed lonely around the empty room.
What should I do? I think I'm trapped in here.
Where's Hongo?
He went out the other door.
What?
Then it started again.
Warning. Warning. Emergency Incineration Command has been acknowledged. Incineration will begin in 18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately.
Holy crap. Man, I knew what I was going to say, but that was one hell of a creepy voice. Or back to Junpei.
I knew it.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, Kitty, because he threw 2 bracelets in there.
It's starting.
Santa started the incinerator.
Fuck! Man, I never thought I'd hear that damn voice again after 9 years.
What the hell? What the hell? What in God's name are you talking about? It's 9 years this and 9 years that, and when it's not 9 years something, then you're talking about some sort of fucking experiments. You aren't making any sense.
Poor Lotus.
I'm sorry, Lotus, but we really don't have time to explain it right now. I promise. I'll tell you everything once we get out of here.
But...
Incineration will begin in 17 minutes.
You know what that means, right? Incinerate means burn.
what kind of idiot do you think I am? I know what incinerate means.
Well,
God damn it. Okay, fine. I won't ask anything else. Talk about whatever you want. But you have to do something for me. 7, figure this out.
What? Why me?
Just shut up and stop this thing.
How the hell?
There has to be some sort of emergency shut-off button.
So we have to find it and then transmit that info to Akane in the past?
There isn't anything like that.
How the hell do you know?
Because I looked for it 9 years ago.
Yeah, Lotus isn't happy about that. Can't really blame her. Wait. The floor, it's moving. Huh? Now what? What else can I say about it but...
What the hell is that?
what is that? What is that?
What else could I say? The floor opened and a machine rose up out of it. It looked like a computer. At least it kind of did. There was a monitor, a keyboard, and a cross-shaped device of some type. Something about the machine scared me, but I forced myself to walk up to it. I was terrified. Tears poured down my face. I wiped them off even as more took their place, and I forced myself forward. Finally, I reached it. I looked at the screen. It was blank. All I saw was my own frightened face staring back at me from the glass, drenched in tears. All I can see on the screen is a reflection of my own face. I'm looking kinda freaked out. I know I'm sweating like crazy, but seeing it kinda drives it home. Okay, Junpei, just calm down, alright? Everything's gonna be okay. Gah. Man, I wish that thing would just shut up.
Incineration will begin in 15 minutes.
Alright, back to this thing. If it's only showing up now, it's gotta be important. But what the hell am I supposed to do with it?
Hey, move!
She's like, there's a keyboard, I can hack it. Let me at it. I'm gonna go hacker man. Gah. Hey, we're all tense, lady. That doesn't mean you get to shove people around.
Okay, it's turned on. There's nothing on the screen, though. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad. If there's nothing on here, how are we supposed to do anything with it?
Sure, I'll just push buttons. I'm sure that'll... Huh, well, at least it's on now? What's on the screen, though?
What is this?
What's up?
It looks like some sort of puzzle.
It's got a bunch of numbers and letters scattered across a 5x5 grid. The numbers range from 1 to 8.
Do you think that if we solve this puzzle, the incinerator will stop? Yeah. Well, we can hope, right?
Alright, puzzle, how do you work? Oh man, that gosh darn voice again.
Incineration will begin in 13 minutes.
Shoot, 13 minutes. Can we really do this? My heart feels like it's gonna pop. My heart was pounding like it was about to explode. I stared at the puzzle on the screen. I was sure I had to solve it somehow, but I had no idea how. My connection to Junpei had been gone for a while. His mind was gone. I couldn't get any more information from him. I felt the seconds tick by as I stared at the screen, completely lost. I'm gonna save again. Just be safe. My cheeks felt hot as tears poured over them. Then I heard a voice.
Hey, what are you doing?
It was muffled. I turned around. Pressed against the window in the entry door was a face, a frightening, evil face. It was Hongo. How long had he been watching me?
Oh, don't know what to do.
He was yelling, but his voice was still muffled.
It's simple, really. But I suppose I might as well tell you. Just solve the puzzle on that machine.
I don't. What? Yeah, I don't know why she has the connection to Junpei. Is it just by chance? His laughter was muffled by the door, but it still tore at my heart like the claws of a vicious monster. I bit my lip and glared at Hongo, struggling to hold back hot tears.
You're a terrible person! I hate you!
Oh my! How could you call a gentleman such as myself a terrible person? That's not very nice. I'm quite fair. I don't use tricks or play dirty, you see? I've even left you a way out.
A way out?
Didn't you hear me? All you have to do is solve that puzzle. Do that, and you can stop the incinerator.
What's the point of stopping it? You'll only capture me and make me do this all again. I'm not going to listen to you. If you're just going to throw me back in here, I might as well just die now.
My goodness, haven't you listened to anything I've said? I told you, I'm a fair man.
Huh?
If you solve the puzzle, the verification function of the red will in turn activate. If this experiment is to deliver valid results, there must be a chance of success. If you succeed, you will escape.
It's so weird though, because like, I guess he doesn't know that Santa is her brother, because she doesn't have a transmitter over in Nevada.
The verification function of the red?
Then I remembered. Before Hongo left the room, he had scanned 2 bracelets into the red.
Ah, so you do remember. Right now there are 2 numbers in the red. The first is 1, and the second is 3. Say, Akane, what's your number?
I looked down at my left hand. The face on my bracelet showed a 5. 1 plus 3 plus 5 equals 9. I ran to the door with a 9 on it. I grabbed the red and put my hand against the scanner panel.
You really aren't one for listening, are you?
I hear Hongo's muffled voice from across the room.
I've already told you, didn't I? Once you solve the puzzle, the verification function of the red will activate. In other words, if you haven't solved the puzzle, you can't enter your number. What kind of fool are you?
I'm like 9-year-old girl.
Why are you doing this?
You could never understand. You don't know what it's like to spend every day surrounded by
Right? Like,
monkeys.
she's gonna blow up, or she's gonna get incinerated before he finishes his talking.
Now start the experiment. Solve the puzzle.
I can't! I don't know how!
Of course you don't. Isn't that the point? You understand, don't you? Access the morphogenetic field and find the solution.
I can't!
Then you'll die. You'll burn alive. It's gonna be quite hot in there in a few minutes.
My dude, her brother is also a receiver. She never had a chance.
I imagine it will be very painful.
His horrible laugh echoed across the room, and even after his face disappeared from the window, I could hear it.
Incineration will begin in 10 minutes.
At least Lotus has had a few minutes to type. That's true. I was crying, great gulping sobs broken by hiccups that shook my body. I was terrified. I could feel my fear pressing down on me like a tremendous weight. Somehow, I forced my shaking legs to carry me back to the device. I stared at the monitor.
I can't. I just can't. There's no way. I can't figure this out.
What was I gonna do? I didn't know. I didn't even know where to start. Fear scattered my thoughts, and all I could think of was how I was going to die. My palms were sweating, and my blood was boiling in my veins. It was hot. So hot. I couldn't breathe. I felt dizzy. My heart roared in my chest as if it would pound itself to pieces. I reached into my pocket. I wrapped my hand around the thing I'd come back to get. The doll Jumpy had given me. At least I had that. I held it tight with both hands and prayed.
Help
a doll?
me! Jumpy! Help me! Help me! Help me! Jumpy! 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 Please! Help me! Jumpy!
Akane?
Akane?
Who the hell is Akane?
Shut up! Just shut the hell up!
7 and Lotus don't understand. I think Clover and Snake have an idea, though. Clover is looking at me, and I think Snake may have figured it out. No, it doesn't matter. They're in my way. Where'd she go? Maybe over here?
Akane! Akane! Can you hear me? Akane! Say something!
Frick! Did something break our connection? I swear I just heard her. Shoot!
Akane! Answer me! Akane!
Jumpy?
I spun around. I heard a voice. His voice. I looked around. He wasn't in the room, of course. But I'd heard it so clearly. Like, he was right there.
Jumpy!
I screamed as loud as I could.
Akane!
Jumpy!
That's her. She's there. Then that means...
Akane! Akane!
Are you in an incinerator right now?
Yes, I am! How did you know?
I couldn't believe that he knew that. Now I understand what Santa meant.
Right. There's only one way to help her. You were brought here to help my sister. To save Akane.
So somehow... I don't understand. So how did other people know that she was connected to Junpei? How did Santa know? And did the experimenters know? I think I get it now.
Incineration will begin in 7 minutes.
Jumpy, we don't have time!
As quickly as I could, I told him that I had to solve the puzzle in order to stop the incinerator.
Got it!
And I do. I get everything now. At last, I finally understand what all of this means. I know why the Nonary game was held today. I know why we were kidnapped and brought here. It was all for this moment. All of this was planned out to lead to this one moment. Oh my god. This is insane. I can't believe it, but there's only one possible answer. June is... Zero is... Akane Kurashiki. She recreated the history of the future that she had a glimpse of 9 years ago. She tried to save herself that way 9 years ago. No, she's trying to save herself right now. That means that there's only one thing for me to do. Even if this is all some sort of insane plan, I will save her. I will save Akane Kurashiki. I must save her no matter what.
Incineration will begin in 6 minutes.
The voice reminded me of how much time I had left.
Yeah, I know. Just hang on, all right? I promise I'll get you out of there. I'm not gonna let you die. I promise. So don't worry, all right? Just give me a few minutes, okay?
Okay.
My voice shook as I answered. It was hot in the room. It felt like my heart was on fire. 6 minutes or not, my heart burned with my feelings for him. He's too old for you right now! You're talking to Junpei from the future! Alright, time to get to work, Junpei. Is Snake talking to them about something? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Get out of my way.
Hey, what are you...
Just trust me, okay?
Sorry, Lotus. I didn't mean to snap, but there's a lot more at stake here than your pride. I'll apologize later, alright? Now let's have a look at this thing. We've got numbers all over this grid. I think the panels are out of order. So I just need to switch these out. Staring at it isn't going to accomplish anything. I'll just have to try it.
Just think of what I did all those times before. I'm gonna do this on my own, with my own mind. I'm gonna solve this problem.
Seek a way out. When I pressed hint, numbers appeared in the empty spots on the grid. They're all single digits. I get the feeling the numbers change when I switch out the yellow squares. But the square at the bottom, why does it stay blank when I press hint? Are they talking about this here? Pressing the button again makes the numbers disappear. It looks like I can turn them on and off. Then, is there some special meaning to there being 2 modes? What could it mean? And the numbers here aren't the... They're not the numbers I have down here. And obviously the one there... When I flip the hint off, all of the empty spots look like the ones on the bottom right. Does that mean they're supposed to match? Maybe I need to make all the numbers in the squares the same? If I switch out a yellow square, the numbers that show up in the hint change too. Okay. It looks like the numbers are affected by the adjacent squares. For example, when I switch out 3 with 5, the hint number increases by 2. I bet the hint just adds the surrounding numbers. Huh? So 5... Okay, wait. We gotta write out the hex stuff. Okay. So if A is 10... Excuse me. Sorry guys, I'm taking notes. Alright. They give you like cheat sheets throughout the game, but you can't access them in some of the views. Did I do that right? Hopefully I did that right. Alright, so... if it's like the... I think it's the digital root of the surrounding numbers, maybe? So... if we add 5p and s... 5 plus 25 plus 28, 53 plus 5 would be 58. You add 5 and 8, you get 13. You add 13. 1 plus 3 equals 4. Okay. Okay. So then... So I guess the idea is I have to make it equal 1 here, right? Or no, I don't know. I don't know! How do I know what the goal is? I'm so confused. Okay. A glub glub? Thank you. You think I'm supposed to make all the blues 9? So putting those there doesn't change anything. Okay, so we have to... Oh, I see, I see. I have to... Okay, I get it. Okay, I understand now. And we think the goal is to make everything equal 9, maybe? Okay. So we got the 9s down here. If we want to try and make this one equal 9, we got 3 plus 8, which would be 11. So we would want it to be 18. So we'd want... We would want R to be 7. Like that? Maybe? Perhaps? Let's try this one over here. 7 plus 8, 15 plus S. 15 plus 28 would be 43, which would equal 7, right? So if we want... Okay, so 7 plus 8 is 15. But what do you want to add to that in order to get 9? If we want to turn 15 into 18, we would want 3. So we swap that out and put 3 in. Okay. Let's do this one next. Are you noticing a new pattern? Sarah says, I've never played, but I see something that stands out. Won't say unless you ask. It's symmetrical, right? 3, 1, 3, 7, 8, 6, 8, 7. It's mirrored, right? Currently? I think? Something like that? Didn't notice that? Oh. I noticed the wrong pattern! Whoops. Okay. Not quite sure how I use that to get the answer, though. But if we want to keep this symmetrical here and keep both 3s, we'd remove the P. Right? So then let's try and think about it that way, right? So then for this... What is P? P is 25. If we wanted to add 3 to that, 28 would be S. So we want to put S in there? Didn't I just do it? They're all 9. They're all 9. Why aren't you happy? Why aren't you happy? I made you the 9s. I gave you 9s. Oh. Oh. Oh, I think you're right. The letters spell password, kitty. So we have to take all the letters out, don't we? We have to take all the letters out. Oh. Uh-oh. Okay, well, in that case... So W's 32. Alright, so what could we add to 3 and 1? So that's 4. So we'd want to add 5. So swap this with that. Okay. Okay. Alright. And then here, 5 and 3, 8. We want a 1. But how do I move them over now? They're in the wrong order. I have them in the wrong order. Can I use the empty space? No, I don't think so. No, I don't think I can. So maybe I just have to solve it in the right order? Sarah says pick up a number and then click it to drop it in the empty space. I can't, it doesn't want to go down here. Katie says just keep swapping them with the same number to get them in the right order. Will that work? So I think I can do this, right? And then... if we do that... and then... oh, no. I did not mean to make a bad word. I did not mean to. I'm trying to figure out how to get the P in the front. I'm trying to... guys! No bully. Kitty says swap 5 for A as a start. Okay, wait, okay, and then... we'll... like that. And then Kitty says P for 5. But then, Then the 5 goes here. I'm sorry, I'm dumb, guys. It's gonna take me a bit. We want to get the S here. Cubic says when the 5 is on the bottom, click P then A. Wait. I messed up. Help. Ah! Got it. Success. Please enter password. The password was password? Good lord. What do you mean error? Huh? What? What do you mean? Honeypot? What? I mean, it looks like you should be able to fit password there too, like that's the right number of characters. Password? I'm inputting a password now then. Are there any hints? What the hell am I supposed to put here? Yeah, I'm wondering, do we have to use some of the numbers? Maybe? But how would we do that? Because it still needs to be 8 characters. We still need 8 characters exactly. Try it backwards? Why not? Which number represented each letter? But the thing is, the letters were more than one number. Oh no, I think you're right. Okay, so wait, guys, I got it. All right, so P is 25, and obviously we can't put 25 in because we're gonna have too many characters. However, the digital root of 25 is 7. So let's do 7. A is 10, so the digital root of that's 1. And then S, 28 is 1 as well. W is 32, so 5. O is 6. R is 9. And D is 13, so 4. What do you mean, no? What do you mean? That was genius! The screen appeared after I solved the last puzzle. Maybe the hint was in that one? But you guys don't let me go back to the previous one. Have you tried being right? Did I do it wrong? Let me think about this again. Right? Because it's gonna involve the digital roots. That only makes sense. So password. P is 25, so 7. A is 10, so 1. S is 28, so 1. And we do the 1 twice for both S's. W is 5. O is 24, so 6. R is 27, so 9. And then D is 13, so 4. So then 7, 1, 1, 1, 5, 6, 9, 4. Why not? Why not? No, don't give me the answer. Don't give me the answer. No. No answers, no answers. I gotta figure it out. Insomnia says she just admitted to a massive Yawngate scandal and is being impeached right now by the Council of Cryptids. No, I would never admit anything. Kitty says maybe you have to do the root of the entire word. Maybe. Let's try that then. If we do the entire root of password. Yeesh. Okay, so password. 15, 21, 30, 34, so 7 in that case? No. The puzzle. The answer ended up being password. And after it was an extra space. The 9th square. Maybe that's the password? The 9th square? But the ninth square was empty. 0? Huh? TP said it might have to do the one that was locked. It said the answer was password with an empty space. And then maybe that last space is the answer. TP said maybe it has to do with the 1. The puzzle. I solved it by making the hint squares all 9. So the hidden number should be 9 as well. That means... What hidden number? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Password 9, you think? But you can't fit that many characters. Right? The number after password on the puzzle screen is 9. I don't even understand what it's talking about. Because didn't we just have password and then an empty spot? Did we have 9 in there previously? It's frustrating because you can't see the previous screen. Right? Like, if I can't see the previous screen... Okay. Sarah says it's saying on the last screen there was a blank spot. And it's saying 9 must be what went in that spot. And we tried 9 and that didn't work. Maybe... And there's no hexadecimal for 9, because 9 in hexadecimal is just 9. So it's asking here for you to enter something after password. The password this thing is asking for, I should input... The number after password on the puzzle screen is 9. So... Okay, wait. Okay, let's do the digital root with the 9 added. Let's do the digital root with 9 added. So we got password. Password. P is 25. A is 10. S is 28. W is 32. O is 24. R is 27. And D is 16. No, 13. They don't give me access to my calculator in the game, though, in this menu. Grr. Alright, I get the calculator on the computer. If they don't give me my calculator in game, I bring my own. Zara says, remember, this is a puzzle meant to be solved in 15 minutes, meaning Occam's razor's key. Eh? But we tried password, we tried 9. I tried the number 0. Did you? I did! Should I try 0 spelled out? Yeah, I tried number 9. What? Didn't I? I just wrote 9 in the alphabet. Ah. Yes, that's it.
Akane, did you get it?
Yes, I did! I solved it! I mean, really, you solved it for me, but I copied everything you did!
Really, the answer to the no-name game is 9?
Now I just have to press enter!
Then what the hell are you waiting for? Push it!
Okay, I will!
I hit the enter key.
Emergency shutdown command has been confirmed. Incineration system has been disabled.
What was the weird cross lever thing for? What was that for? Huh?
Ah! Jumpy! It worked! It worked! The incinerator shut down! It worked!
Tears rolled down my face as I cried out to him, but they were a very different sort of tears. A wonderful feeling of accomplishment and relief flooded my body. At the same time, what strength I'd had left disappeared and I collapsed to the floor. For a while, I just lay there laughing and crying, and enjoying being alive. Every time I thought about him, I thought my heart would burst.
Whew.
I can't quite believe I did that. But I'm so glad, so glad. I feel like my heart's on fire. No, I don't have time to be thinking about that kind of stuff. I need to tell Akane.
Akane, sorry, but things are kind of busy over here. I'm gonna have to hang up now, okay?
Oh, of course, that's fine!
I wiped the tears from my eyes and nodded vigorously, even though I knew he couldn't see me. Then I looked over at the corner of the floor. There were 2 bracelets Hongo had left behind.
Now.
Well, 7 and Lotus don't look particularly happy with me. Not a very nice look to give someone who just saved your lives, guys.
Junpei, are you...
Okay.
Shut it.
Right, okay, so maybe they have a reason to be mad? So what if I haven't pressed the enter key? Junpei! Junpei! Alright, nothing hold me back now. Here goes. He hadn't pressed the enter key. Junpei. Wait.
Incineration will begin in 90 seconds.
It doesn't sound like it's stopping.
What the shit? Why isn't it stopping?
Okay, maybe I didn't hit the key hard enough. Just hit it again. And again. And again. Okay, that's not working either. The alarm's still going off. What the hell's going on? I've got all the right numbers in the right boxes. It's perfect. So why the hell isn't this thing stopping?
Incineration will begin in 60 seconds.
Wait, of course. That's what the numbers that showed up after the puzzle mean. 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8. That's our bracelet, right? Snake, Clover, me, 7, and Lotus. Then, door 9. No, that's it. That number on the door isn't a 9. It's not even a number.
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that...
Holy crap. Of course. Then we just have to put the right number into the red and...
Incineration will begin.
It's...
30 seconds.
Run, guys! Get to the door! Run!
Oh shoot, oh shoot, oh shoot, oh shoot. Don't have much time. Man, I sure hope they can just trust me on this one or we're all screwed. Alright, no time to explain, just go.
Quick! Verify your numbers on the red!
Verify?
Who?
What combination?
All of us! We all need to verify!
Why?
You really think this is a good time to ask questions? Just do it!
Hurry, 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 hurry!
Incineration will begin in 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Central gate has been opened.
So wait. So we have 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8. What does that end up being? 10, 19 plus 7, 16. So it ends up being 7, doesn't it? Wouldn't the digital root be 7? 6 plus 5, 11. Plus 7, 18. Plus 8. Plus 8. No, wait, I did something wrong. Okay, so 6 plus 5, 11. Plus 7 is 18. 18 plus 8 is 26. Which would be 8? So how does that become an 8?
Incineration system has been disabled.
How is that? It's not. Huh? Is it a P? If it's a P, it's... The P is 25, which is a 7. What the heck? Oh, thank God. No time to be happy. Time to go.
Hurry! We've only got 9 seconds before the door closes. Go, go, go!
Come on, guys, move it. I get that the door was never meant to be a 9, but what was it meant to be then? Just in time. And there goes the door. No, don't calm down yet. You're not done. We've still got to find the dead.
Shit. Looks like we made it, huh?
Man, that guy sure can laugh when he wants to. It looks like Clover and Lewis are totally out of energy. Snake is shaking his head wearily. I just want to take a nap, but...
Akane? Akane! Can you hear me? Akane!
I want to tell her that we made it. I want to tell her how good I feel. But nothing. Oh, thank you for the rescue, Vic. So it opens for her with the number 9. The door opened. Standing in front of it was my brother.
Akane!
Oi!
I cried his name even though my voice was almost gone from screaming and leapt into his arms.
Oh, oi!
Akane!
I buried my face in his chest and cried again. I cried and cried and cried. The steady thump of his heart in my ear made me feel like I was home. Its beat was almost like a lullaby. I wrapped my arms around him as far as they would go and held him as tight as I could. Just to be there felt like a miracle. I hadn't felt the warmth of another human body in what seemed like an eternity. I just wanted to stay there in his arms forever. But I couldn't. The moment I passed through the door, my bracelets had begun the countdown to death. I leapt away from him and looked around. The door had already closed. I spotted the dead only a short distance away. It took me only a moment to get to and scan all the bracelets. I left the ones Hongo had dropped on the scanner panel. That was it. I took a deep breath and looked around again. The huge detective who we would call 7 in 9 years, and Snake the blind boy were looking at me. They seemed to have been utterly stunned by my sudden appearance. Their eyes were wide and their mouths hung open.
Alright, let's get out of here. If we don't book it, we might run into Hongo again.
Aoi was right. It was time that we got moving. The mention of Hongo seemed to jar 7 and Snake out of their surprise, and they nodded. We took off running up the spiraling stairs to freedom. Time for more running. But if they can get us out of here, no wonder we're running so hard. My heart's beating so hard I can barely hear. God, I can't wait to breathe real air again. Huh? Is 7 talking?
Hey, Junpei, can I ask you something?
What's up?
That door, the one with the 9 on it. Why'd it open?
Thank you, because I don't know either, 7.
Yeah, all 5 of us verified our numbers on the red. 2 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 is 26. That makes our digital root 8. It shouldn't have opened.
That's not like you, Lotus. I thought you would have figured it out already.
Huh? Why?
Because you were the person who taught me about the idea of bases.
Bases?
Bases?
Yeah. What are the 2 numbers in base 2?
0 and 1.
How about base 10?
That goes from 0 to 9, right?
Then how about base 16?
0 through F. After 9, it starts at A and goes from there. B, C, D, etc.
You're right. In other words, A in base 16 is 10 in base 10.
Sure.
B is 11, C is 12, D is 13, and so on.
So, what about it?
You don't get it?
No, I don't!
What if we keep going with that pattern? What if you go way past base 16 all the way to base 27?
Why would you do that? Why? Why would anyone do that?
Base 27?
Yeah.
Well, the numerical digits are the same. So, I guess you'd add alphabetical digits. E is 14, F is 15, G is 16.
H is 17, I is 18, J is 19.
K is 20, L is 21,
N is 23, O is 24, P is 25.
Yeah, and? What comes after that?
The base in Nevada was Q.
Oh.
Q.
Oh, lowercase q.
26!
And what does that mean?
That wasn't a 9 on the door.
It was a Q! A fucking lowercase q!
Yep, that's pretty much it.
What does base 27 have to do with any of that, though? I don't understand that, right? Because Q in hexadecimal is also 26. So what's all that talk about base 27?
I guess to put it another way, you could say that it was a 9 in base 10, but a Q in base 27.
What? Time for more running. God, my thighs are killing me. I swear any moment now I'm gonna tear a muscle. I feel like every single cell of my body's dying for air. Damn, every breath I take is a chore now. I feel like my lungs are gonna burst. Maybe just a short rest. No, I can't stop. We don't have time. Come on, legs, there can't be many more of these steps left. Let's run. Run like a bullet down a rifled barrel. Like a tornado cutting through a sea of clouds. I feel like we're running along the back of a giant coiled dragon. Finally. Phew. Jesus, I can barely breathe. No, Junpei, no time to rest. Pull yourself together. You're almost there.
All right, I'm gonna open it.
Yeah.
Yes. We're finally here.
Please do.
Sure, you look like a big heavy door, but you're the only thing standing between me and my freedom. But even more important than that, you're the only thing standing between me and Akane. You're gonna open, and you're gonna open now. I felt a hand on my shoulder. It was Aoi's. He gave it a small, reassuring squeeze. I was so happy I felt like I could melt. My heart was at peace. And not only because my brother and I were back together again. Thanks to the huge detective, all 9 of us who'd been kidnapped. We're finally able to escape from the gigantic. On the distant horizon, we could see the faint outline of the ship as it sank. It gave a thunderous roar as it finally slipped beneath the waves. Its last cry echoed out across the ocean, and then it was gone.
It's over.
Aoi whispered.
Yeah.
It was over. It was finally over. Or was it? Was it really? No, that was wrong. That wasn't it at all. I was sure of it. This wasn't the end. It was only the beginning. This was only a prologue to what would happen in 9 years. Yes, finally, air! God. Darn, that sun is bright. I can barely see anything. Huh. I gotta admit, this doesn't quite look like... Wait.
No way.
You've gotta be kidding me.
What?
It can't be.
This is...
We were in Q all along? No freaking way.
Desert.
No way! Ah, they got me. Oh, they got me good.
The mock experiment building.
Oh, man.
Oh my god. This whole time we were in Building Q.
Sure enough, that's a desert out there, with mountains all around it. Hello there, son. Boy, am I ever glad to see you. I don't think I've ever been so happy to see a sunrise. Huh? Did I just hear something fall? Right, our bracelets. I guess I've never really gotten a good look at the underside of one of these. Let's see what's inside you. Just a little electronic chip, like in an ATM card. That's it. There's nothing else. Nothing that even looks like a detonator. There was never a detonator to begin with. Only for number 9 then? Figures.
Akane.
Because the 9th man blew up.
Jumpy.
And so did, Kubota. Guess I must be pretty crazy about the girl if I think I'm hearing her voice in the wind. So they were never actually in any danger except from each other? And somebody says, wait, this game is QQQ all along? There's still stuff I don't understand. Like, oh, Miyuki Sawashiro, that's cool. I don't... So, how did Akane appear in present time then? And then... Ugh. I also still don't understand. So then was all that stuff with All Ice and Alice, was that all, like, a red herring? Was that not relevant then? And why did 7 have amnesia? He said someone still had to kill you in that one ending, right? That's true. Who killed? Yeah, who was that then? Because it wasn't Snake. That's a good point, Kitty. The submarine ending. Who was the one that killed us in submarine ending? What?
Are you okay?
Dooba-doo-boo! Welcome, Game Master. TP said you altered the timeline. The ship was never there.
Oh, come on. This is nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't look okay.
It was just before the end of elementary school. Junpei and I were sitting next to each other on a small hill, looking down at the town as the sun slowly set.
How does it look then?
He was half serious and half joking. I thought about it for a minute first.
Well, let's see. It looks like you kissed a toad and got warts, but then they just kept growing and growing and growing.
What does that even mean?
Junpei grinned
Ow, 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 ow.
See? I told you you're not okay. You're too reckless. You can't beat 5 8th graders, Jumpy. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I couldn't just stand there. I mean, don't you think so? I had to do something.
Look at the Nevada desert go past. For an SUV, this thing has a pretty smooth ride. Sure was nice of someone to leave it for us outside the building. Keys in the ignition and gas in the tank. Almost like it was a present, you know? A present from Santa Claus? Anyway, we jumped in, and now here we are, screaming across the desert. Lotus is over there in the passenger seat. Snake and Seven and I are all squeezed into the back seat here. I still can't believe we let her drive.
Woohoo! This is so fun! This is so awesome! Driving is so great when there's nothing around, and there's no speed limit.
Clover, I'm concerned about you.
Hey, Clover, watch those bumps, all right? This car jumps even a little, and I think I'm gonna get crushed to death.
Hey, shut it. I can't help if I'm big, all right? Suck it up.
Why don't you drive, Seven?
I'm a cop. I ain't gonna break the law.
That's true, it would be
He
stealing.
doesn't have an international license.
Oh.
Yeah, but you could have sat in the passenger seat.
Oh, hell no. There's no way I'm giving this seat up.
How are they all going to get back to Japan? They're in America. They don't have their passports.
And Clover, there's no need to slow down. The car Santa and June are in should be somewhere down this road ahead of us.
Yeah, I saw some fresh tire tracks going out. There's no doubt about it.
Then we've got to hurry if we want to catch them, don't we?
Sure thing.
Oh, crap. Gosh darn it, she doesn't have to drive so fast. Man, I didn't even think a car like this could go this fast. We're sure throwing up a lot of dust. It was a couple hours after we'd run into the junior high students. They'd been hiding in the bushes on the back of one of the hills, drenching a kitten in gasoline. The moment we saw what they were doing, Junpei ran up to them furious.
Hey! What the hell are you doing?
Then he jumped on them. He quickly scooped up the kitten and tossed it to me. I caught it and ran for the police station as fast as I could.
Help me! Officer, please! You have to come with me!
The policeman and I headed back to the hill. All we found was Junpei, sprawled on the ground with a face covered in big swelling lumps.
You couldn't run away after you threw the kitty to me?
I asked him. He stuck his tongue out through the hole in his mouth where a tooth had fallen out.
Yeah, I guess I coulda.
Then why didn't you?
I didn't want to. I wanted to beat him up. Beat him up real good.
Because of what they were doing to the kitty.
Yeah, that too, but I think they were the ones behind those murders our first semester. Remember?
Yeah, I feel bad, because earlier in the game, June told us she had like this memory about when all of the school rabbits were killed. And then the two of us were trying to catch the killers, and I was like, it was June. She's secretly a bunny killer. And I'm sorry, June, I take it back. I'm sorry I suspected you.
Oh, you mean
I thought you were
bunnies.
sus.
Yeah, the bunnies.
He plucked some grass from the ground and tossed it into the wind.
They asked me what elementary school I was from, so I told them. And then they said they'd do the same thing to you that they did to the rabbits. I couldn't forgive them for that, so I...
Hey, there's still some stuff I don't get.
Of course, they probably don't know any more than I do. Ah, OBS, behave. Behave, OBS.
Like Ace. Well, I guess I should say Gentaro Hongo. Why did he create the Nonary project? Anybody? Any ideas?
Why don't you ask him yourself?
Oh. Well, yeah, I guess I could.
He's still in the trunk, I assume?
Yeah, he is. Still tied up, I'm assuming, with his mouth taped shut. His eyes just look empty, no emotion. He looks like he's just given up. I wonder if he even cares what happens to him anymore.
Hey, were you listening to us?
Yay, Fangy's got hostage! Yeah, go ahead and try to pretend you weren't, you old bastard. Oh. Let's get that tape off your mouth.
Come on, I know you were. Answer me.
You could at least look at me when you talk, man.
I only wanted to see the faces. Human faces. I thought if I could gain the ability to access the morphic field set, then perhaps I could see faces.
It's not worth killing children over!
By peering into people's minds, you could understand how they were processing the expressions of others.
That's it?
Yes, if you want to put it simply. But if you are looking for a more philosophical answer, I can supply that as well. You see, the human collective consciousness...
He just puts the tape back on. I think that's enough out of you, pal. Time for the tape to go back on.
All right. So what's your second question?
You said there were some things you didn't get, didn't you?
Well, somebody's a little nosy.
Well, my next question doesn't really have anything to do with you two. This is for you, Seven. It's about the whole Alice thing.
Yeah.
What's the deal with that?
Yeah, what is the deal with that?
Well, see, 9 years ago, after I escaped from the Gigantic, I kept going after Hongo on my own, hoping I'd catch him when he finally slipped up. And during the course of my investigations, I learned a lot more about the Gigantic. I also found out about Bourdain and Alice.
Yeah.
You're not really answering my question. Was there actually a girl who wouldn't melt at room temperature?
Sounds like Hongo has something to say. Alright, fine, I'll let you talk, but you gotta behave.
What?
Alice doesn't exist. 9 years ago, I found Alice's coffin behind the library on the bottom deck. There was nothing in it but the root of a peculiar plant.
A plant?
My research
A
determined
mandrake?
that it was a member of the genus Mandragora, of the family Solanaceae. I was able to extract a particular alkaloid from it. I used that extract to create Soparu. Its creation was a tremendous boon to my firm, and we grew rapidly.
There's just time. Shoot, this is gonna go on forever. Tape's going back on, Hongo. The rest of my questions can wait a bit. For now, I think I'll just enjoy the ride.
Here, this is for you.
What's this?
This is a for you doll. His name is Junpei.
Junpei pulled something out of his pocket and shoved out his arm towards me. In his hand was a doll made of yarn small enough to fit in his palm.
Jumpy, are you sure it's, for you, doll?
Huh? Yeah, the lady at the shop said so, so that means it's for you, right?
Are you sure it's not a voodoo doll?
Oh no! Oh no!
Wait, what? That's... Oh man. Oh man.
Well, it sure looks like a voodoo doll. I mean, you do know what a voodoo doll is used for, right?
Yeah, I guess calling it Junpei isn't a very good idea then.
Is this why they have a connection?
Why are you giving me this anyway? It just seems really sudden.
You know how after June, we aren't gonna get to see each other too much? I mean, we're gonna be in different schools, and I just thought I'd,
Oh, okay, well, how about we call it June then?
Okay. So, I wanted to give you this.
You sound like some sort of tribal chief in a bad movie.
Yes. I, head of tribe. This doll, traditional charm of tribe. So I give this, it me. So we always together.
Oh, Jumpy.
If something bad, then hold and pray. I go wherever you are. So here, take.
I reached my hand out and picked up the doll gently.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jumpy.
Before I knew it, I was crying. Tears streamed down my face and fell into June's tiny yarn body.
Oh, Jumpy. I'll never forget you.
She really won't.
I promise.
Junpei looked straight into my eyes and said just 5 words.
I'll never forget you either.
The sky was a beautiful crimson red as it melted down towards the horizon. The last golden rays of sunlight stretched out across the city and painted themselves across the hills. We sat bathed in the warm light of evening, just the two of us leaning gently against one another shoulder to shoulder. The sun set, and we still didn't leave. We watched in silence as the darkness deepened, and one by one the lights of the town began to flicker on. There's still one thing I don't get. Who killed me in the submarine ending? To be honest, it's the biggest mystery as far as I'm concerned, and also the only one that's really important. It has to do with June and Akane. 9 years ago, she died in the incinerator on the Gigantic. But she's still alive now as June. But how? Was it because I tapped into the morphic field set and saved her 9 years ago? Alright, let's say that makes some kind of insane sense. If I did that, then how do I make sense of what 7 remembers? Snake makes sense. He's blind. He couldn't have seen her body anyway. But 7, he said he was sure that he saw it. Does that mean there's some kind of historical discrepancy? Or wait, maybe that's not it at all. There is one other logical explanation. Was what you told me the truth, 7? You look satisfied. No. No way. He couldn't.
Hey, look! Over there. There's somebody next to the road.
Huh? What?
So are they implying that 7 lied before? Alice? She's in the desert with the plants! She got the plants! Whoa! The burning gaze of the Nevada sun pounded down on her head. The desert around her rippled with heat. Standing there on that shimmering plain was a woman, her arm out and her thumb up. It would not be long before Junpei realized who she was. But why is she in Nevada? Why? How? And what the frick? What the frick? Yeah, let's save. Hey! We got all the endings. Oh, jeez. Look at that. We got all the things. Well, this is part of a trilogy, so we will play the rest of the games eventually, and then maybe that will answer some more of the questions? Like whether or not Alice is the one that killed us in the sub-ending? We'll see. Congrats, you finished game 1? Yeah, thank you, thank you. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight, everybody, and for the rest of the streams. Let's see what friends are on that we can raid today. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. That was wild. I like games like this where you have to like try and figure out what's going on. Like this and like the Somnium File game. Yeah. Oh, you can answer that because I never tell you? Yeah, who was it that killed us in the submarine ending then? Or how do you know? It is a mystery to me. Ferocious roar. He faked being dead? Oh. So if you count the bracelets, the only number to need 9 is a 1. Oh. I see. Okay. Well, that's nice to know the desert lady didn't kill me. That's good. That's a relief. Alright, friends. We're gonna go raid my buddy Mercury. He's from the same VTuber group that I'm in, Moe Live. He is doing, it looks like Goddess of Victory Nikki. But it's not the same Nikki as Infinity Nikki. It's a different Nikki. Alright. And we will say... What should we say? I hate hexadecimal raid. Alright, everybody. I hope you had a good time. I hope you have a good rest of your evening. And maybe I'll see you around next time. Alright, everyone. Bye-bye.